she say she want hood nigga. I keep the perk by the pound. The trunk stay bumped and y'all know we run the town. Hood nigga. And I keep a bad bitch around. Thick bitch, long hair, yellow, white, red, brown. Hood nigga. And my Chevy sitting on 24s. Flats look like flapjack. Pancake, you ain't no hood nigga. I'ma play the game how it go. They can take me out the hood, but I'ma keep it hood, folks. I'm on that good shit and alcohol. I got some down bitches I can't call. What's that? I don't know what I would do without y'all. I'm a ball till the day I fall. Yeah, long as my bitches love me. I can give a darn about no hate long as my bitches love me. I can give a darn about no hate long as these bitches love me. I can give a darn about no hate long as these bitches love me. I'm on that. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this super fly, dirt, coast, mud and water. Shorty, pop that pussy if you wanna. Let me tell you about this old school pouring lean, candy yams and collard greens, pocket full of stones, riding clean.
Well, I'm just one parlay away from a new house, new car. I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away. One parlay away. One parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over, took my homes on yards. Everything is going good so far. So far. Lakers beating the Knicks. Spread is only 6. 2 minutes left in the game, baby. I'm about to hit. Ow!
I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a ooh, mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, mama. No, oh no. I want you. A man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. Ain't loyal. All these hoes ain't loyal. Yeah. These hoes ain't loyal. Yeah. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal. When a rich brother wants you and your man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. Ain't loyal. Whoa, these hoes ain't loyal. Yeah. These hoes ain't loyal. Yeah. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.
All right, man. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, let me get my Otis in here real quick. Man, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Jay vs. Jordan, man. I am your host, Talk JVJ, and we're about to get something in today. But on your way in, as usual, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share, turn notifications on. Make sure you click all. We trying to grow around here. Can only do it with y'all help. Man, tonight, I think I got an interesting one. Somebody sent me this a while back, and I haven't had a chance to get to it. It wasn't really like a while back, but like a couple days ago, and I haven't had a chance to get to it. And I wanted to talk about it because I thought it was a very interesting conversation. For people that have actually watched content over in the Red Pill, you will know these guys. For everybody else, you might not know who the fuck they are. But you had Andrew Wilson and Coach Greg Adams having a debate against each other. And from what I've heard about this, from just the information I done got, without watching this shit through, that it was a lot of uproar in that community and people were picking sides, and I heard it was a bunch of foolishness going on. But they had a conversation pertaining to like marriage, relationship type shit going on in society right now. And we're gonna watch a little bit of it. I'm gonna get my commentary on it throughout, man. Salute to Hurricane in the chat, seeing you up in there, man. Salute to Jordan, see him up in the building. Fucking yeah, they went back and forth, and I heard some people got their feelings hurt. But I heard it was a very interesting conversation. So we gonna definitely see what the hell they talking about. So as usual, man, get your weed, whatever you need. I fucked it all the way up. Whatever you need, get your weed, cigarettes, whatever. So y'all know my saying. I messed it up this time. But yeah, man, let's go and jump into this thing and see what Mr. Andrew and Mr. Coach had going on. Yeah, I was a little ahead. Maybe I think this is right where we need to be at. Like somewhere up in here. Yeah, we're gonna have to times to speed up because they was talking for about 2 hours from what I heard. So yeah, we're gonna speed that up just a little bit. Yeah, about 120. Yeah, all right, 120 pretty good. All right, there you go. No, go back. All right, here we go. I got it on mute too. One ready, y'all. We ready now. Let's go.
Is marriage worth it for men in the West? So let's get into some opening statements. Who wants to start off?
All right, that's the question on the board. Is marriage worth it for men in the West? That's the question on the board. That's what they're debating right now. All right.
Yeah, man, marriage is a great institution. It was an institution that built the community of America. Most of the better communities that have safety, good children, good schools are typically centered around marriage. However, marriage has not progressed to the point where men can be safe legally, and a lot of men have experienced tremendous damage, collateral damage as a result, and it has led to broken families, a lot of broken hearts, simply because the laws are not positioned to benefit both people in a divorce. Therefore, you have no-fault divorce. You have opportunities for women to use the courts against men. And as a result, men have seen 1, 2, and 3 generations of men getting harmed, their grandfathers, their fathers, their uncles, their brothers getting harmed by this. So Generation Z men are not positioning themselves for a positive marriage. So at this particular point, if someone asked me, would I recommend marriage for them, and they were in a certain position in life, they weren't established, I would say no. There's no benefit for the person to get married to them.
Got it. Your response, Andrew?
Yeah, I didn't hear any anti-marriage arguments. I heard anti-divorce arguments. So I'm with you on divorce, 100%.
Stream over.
And
but agree.
But it's a good thing that the topic isn't on divorce; it's on marriage. And it seems like you agree with my proposition then. In the prop.
See, I guess this is where it started going to the left. I guess divorce is a part of marriage. It's a part of marriage. Is it a part of every marriage? No. But out of a lot of them in America, they end in divorce. That's a part of marriage. So I'm like, he's saying you're not arguing against marriage, you're arguing against divorce. They're one and the same, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. But in my opinion, they're one and the same. It's a part of it.
Position is that marriage, quote, is a great institution. Yep. And that right now your concern is that men can't be safe in marriage, but that's not actually what you're saying. You're not saying men can't be safe in marriage. They can. You're saying that they may not be safe in divorce. So I have a counter proposition for you. My counter proposition is, what if it's the case that you can use religious marriage institutions without the state? And then we add the ecclesiastical structure of the marriage. That's what always kept them together anyway, before the state was ever involved. So what if instead we use the ecclesiastical church, the structure of the old churches, that would be Catholicism, and Orthodoxy where you see the lowest divorce rates because the community puts pressure on the women to act right. That's what they do. Right now, the state applies no pressure on women to act right, right? You can just go and file whatever you want, get a divorce, and go be banging the neighbor by the next night. We totally agree on that. But to say that we should abandon marriage is silly. It seems like you're completely pro-marriage. You just
He didn't say abandon marriage. He said that he wouldn't suggest it for somebody that's not established. He didn't say anything about abandoning marriage, and he just called out the flaws inside of marriage, how it can lead to divorce, and it's not fair for a lot of guys. I don't get what he's talking about right now.
Anti-divorce. So why wouldn't you just throw your weight behind institutions where the divorce rate is the least, and you have an ecclesiastical structure which can be appealed to assist with that? That's what makes no sense to me.
My response to that is if we're fifths, we beat all drunk. All right. So that's a scenario that just isn't present.
Can you explain the analogy for me?
Well, if we use if, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If we say if we have a situation where this is present, then this would work. Well, that makes sense. If we had that,
we do have it right now.
Well, it doesn't necessarily work because, and I'm going to tell you why, because a woman can go to a divorce attorney and they can simply just say, hey, listen, it was a off the cuff, off the state divorce, but you got married within a certain state, or she filed in a certain state, so therefore the divorce goes on.
No,
absolutely.
okay.
Yes.
Well,
listen, I've been to with the divorce attorneys, and what they'll tell you is, hey, listen, you can get married in a ritual, you can get married in the orthodoxy, you can get married off record, but if she files and that woman is hell-bent on saying, we got married, I don't care if it was a ceremony where we walked on coals with our feet bare, that's considered a marriage. You also have common law. You have a lot of other ways for that woman to establish marriage.
How does your way eliminate common law?
I don't have any way to eliminate common law. So what I have is a way for men to avoid
then the
being used. No, the argument's not silly. So here's what you have. You have a if proposition, which doesn't exist for most men.
See, this what's gonna get me with Andrew tonight. I can already tell. And Andrew's usually good with debating people, but Andrew is talking about a what if situation. What if we got back to the time where the church was the law and the law governed that people couldn't get divorces like that? You know, somebody actually created a whole version of a Bible just so they could get a divorce. You know that, right? But we're not living in that time right now. The laws don't support that. So you keep talking about if. I see why Coach is giving them pushback. It's like, dude, that's not the reality. I understand that's what you might want it to be, but that's not the situation that we're currently in right now. So it's not silly for me to tell guys to be careful about getting married in this system right now that doesn't benefit them, than to say, well, you know, if we had this, then you should. Like, he's not playing that game. I get what he's on, man. I get what he's on.
Most men aren't religious. Most men aren't looking to be under a religious orthodoxy, so it doesn't apply. So you're taking a moral standard or a religious standard to apply to people who aren't under that veil.
So let's start with a couple of things you said, which are fundamentally untrue. Most men are religious, in fact, including in this country. Most of them, not some of them.
But they're not religious.
Hang on. I didn't interrupt.
I understand, but maybe take that point. Most aren't under your religion.
Okay.
We can agree with that.
So here's the thing, though. But Catholicism and Orthodoxy is growing rapidly. And if it's the case that the ecclesiastical structure is already there, which it is, right? If you're going to cohabitate with a woman, the thing that you're offering right now is common law marriage anyway, if there's cohabitation at all. You're not protecting anybody from that. At least under my model, it gives an ecclesiastical structure that's designed to prevent divorce by applying community pressure. That was the way it was always done. Apply the application of community pressure within the confines of the woman's social circle. Right now, do you agree with me, for instance, that many divorces happen because women like to yap? So you get a freshly divorced woman, and she's...
That's not... See... And I don't know if a lot of people, because a lot of people might watch this and get caught up in it. The question that they're supposed to be debating was, is it worth it for men? Coach said no. Andrew saying, well, marriage is a great institution if we know we just go back to this right here. You're not answering the question. Is it worth it for a man right now? That's what Coach is talking about right now. Not what you, if it was this, right now. Is it worth it? Andrew, you're not answering the question. You're trying to change it. You're pretty much, this is what picking up the goalposts and moving it is. He picked the goalposts up, say, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to answer this question. I want to move it to somewhere over here where I feel like I can get you on something. He's not answering the question. He's just talking about if.
Free, you go, girl power. And she starts talking to her little friends, and she starts telling them how liberating it is and how great it is and this and that. And this is why when women have divorced friends, their likelihood of divorce actually rapidly increases. It's for this reason.
Divorce is contagious.
So if it's the case that the social contagion is eliminated because now we have an ecclesiastical structure, an ecclesiastical authority, which won't grant it because you get ostracized from that social group. through excommunication, for instance, or not being able to participate anymore with that community, that's an application of a serious and significant social pressure, which can do the very thing you want. Bring back that great institution, absent the state, and it avoids this whole problem of common law marriage. Because if it's the case that you can be common law married anyway, inside of a state, and they can, get grounds for divorce on that anyway, then we actually need to have some social pressures to prevent them from doing that. So it sounds like we agree marriage is awesome for men. Divorce is terrible for them. So it seems like we should be attacking the divorce structure here. And it doesn't seem like you actually have anything to do that other than just avoid the thing that's great for you. Because this other bad side effect could happen.
Sure. That's
so
like
why don't we
cigarettes?
So why don't we attack the bad side effect when we have the mechanism to do it? It's not if, we can do it now.
Okay, so like smoking cigarettes is the same analogy you're saying. Okay, here, cigarettes in this situation, we obviously know it has negative side effects, so you would avoid it. Now, here's the issue that I have with it. It sounds great on paper, but we can't travel to the land of make-believe. It sounds great. The majority of people probably wouldn't do it. And if you ask a guy, which this is an important part, they're not even prepared to even talk about that. They don't even know what divorce laws are. So you're asking them to travel to the land of make-believe under a marriage system that small percentage of people use. No one uses it today. You might have said they used it to the past. Today, that doesn't exist. So we can't travel to the land of make-believe to make marriage work for you. It might work in your marriage, but it doesn't work for the greater structure.
Your argument here contradicts itself, because on the one hand, you say men don't know enough about marriage, but my assumption is that your mission is to let men know about marriage.
Absolutely.
Okay, well then I don't understand how it's a land of make-believe if you can let them know about this, but I can't.
Sure.
Right.
So you can offer that.
So if I am, it sounds like I'm offering a real alternative to what you're offering. And here's what you're offering. Men, marriage is great. It's a great institution. It's the best for children. These are your words. In marriage, right? Men seem to thrive. Their health seems to thrive. Everything seems to thrive. You're saying, well, the problem is that divorce rates are high, and they are. However, there's a few things there that you haven't covered. One, it depends on demographic too. For instance, if you're black, it's going to be way worse than if you're white.
Correct.
Okay, way worse. And also socioeconomics matters, right? Demographics in general matter. So you can do a lot, actually, including prenuptial agreements. You can have a prenuptial agreement with the ecclesiastical authority without the state even involved. And it seems like that would mitigate your risk to damn near nothing.
You said if about 50 times
So did
today.
you.
Now, here's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you when, all right? We're already in this system. You're going outside of the system to create a scenario for me to argue
What
against.
system are you going outside of?
We're talking about marriage is typically done with the state. Almost everyone does it this way.
Typically,
so now
it's
you're
not-
here's hold on
it's
for a
not
second. Hold on
must.
for a second. You've
Typically
moved the
doesn't mean
goalpost. You've moved the goalpost to a scenario of if, and you're arguing
is.
from the if.
Is.
No, hold on for a second. You're arguing from the if perspective.
It is perspective.
No, listen.
It is.
Give me a chance to
perspective.
listen.
All right,
Give
I'll
me a
give you
chance.
Go ahead.
You're arguing from a very small percentage point. Now you're saying demographics, and we can talk about that, but you're still trying to get me to argue in your cloud of if. That's the land of make-believe. Most people, by far, are married to the state. Not only that, your land of make-believe still exists. The prenup with the ecclesiastics, you can write whatever you want in that prenup. It only matters in the divorce. That's the reality. So I'm still dealing in reality.
So
You're in
am
the
I.
clouds. Hold on for a second. You're in the clouds. So let's take the demographics.
Okay.
In your scenario, it sounds like, which would be fair, your primary concern is with white people.
No, it's with
Hold on for a second. You said with black people, the demographics, the chance is higher.
Yeah.
So have you discovered the ecclesiastics approach to black people married within this?
Yes.
However, their demographics, economics, which all do affect marriage, has nothing to do in the land of the clouds or the make-believe with ecclesiastics. It's all going to boil down to in the law. And there's no church reverend that's going to go into your household to make sure there's social pressure on your wife. Do you know
yes,
any?
sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know any that can cover all marriages? That
Yes.
answer is no.
Yes. And by the way, when you keep,
Are we in reality here?
I'm
or are we in
trying-
the clouds?
when
I mean,
you're-
we're
when
not
you're-
we're not arguing
I
anything
was just trying.
legitimate.
I was just
This
trying.
is in the land of make believe.
Well, when
We
I'm
don't have
allowed,
Andrew said yes, he know one, and then he said it can affect all marriages. He said yes again. Like, nigga, I don't know no pastors that can go into your house and circumvent the law to make sure your wife don't divorce you or your husband doesn't divorce you. I don't know one pastor that has that power in America. Now, can a pastor go in there and talk to somebody and try to give them counseling? Yeah, that's why we have marriage counseling. But a pastor ain't got the power to stop somebody from trying to get out of, well, from leaving their marriage, actually leaving it. He can't stop that. He has no jurisdiction over that. And I think that's what Coach is getting at. He's talking about the law, and Andrew's talking about something else. Something else.
I'll respond. Let
Okay,
me
give me
know.
a second.
Go ahead.
Let me finish this one.
Go ahead.
You're imagining Your imagination is great. John Lennon would be great. You know, you would be proud of you at this particular point.
But I'm imagining all the people.
You're imagining all the people under a situation and a structure that you brought in here, all right? But the state highly governs this, and the state highly governs divorce. I'm dealing in a reality situation where I'm trying to counsel men to give information to. The best thing you've told me is that you're willing to give men the option to do this. Are they willing to all do this option? The answer is probably not, just like they're not willing to do what I'm telling them to do. However, we're both attempting, which is a good thing. It's noble. However, your situation rarely exists. Can we talk about the reality of what exists?
Sure.
Absolutely. So let's take your moral religious crusade out of it and talk about the reality.
Yeah, let's
Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
See, you're not willing to do that
Well,
because it's all based on your reality.
Guess what? It's a debate.
I'm actually use that thing that Mason Lucas say all the time. Is I'm white and I say so. It's like that's not that, and that's something I noticed earlier in the conversation. It's like, dude, you're arguing a whole nother point outside of the question that was asked. He's asking you to come back and let's talk about the actual question, the reality of the situation right now, and you just keep wanting to talk about what if this and what if that, and make me argue on something that's not true right now. He's trying his best to do it, but he won't even admit that he will actually argue the actual question now. He's talking about, well, it is a debate. Yeah, a debate about this fucking question, nigga, that you're not trying to have a conversation on. You want to keep changing it to something else. It's like, bro. All right, Andrew. All right. I see why they said you was mad about this shit. Because he actually, I'm on coach side right now.
Tempting, which is a good thing, is noble. However, your situation rarely exists. Can we talk about the reality of what exists?
Sure.
Absolutely. So let's take your moral religious crusade out of it and talk about the reality.
Yeah,
Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
See, you're not willing to do that
Well,
because it's all based on your reality.
Guess what? It's a debate, and I will argue my points from my view, how I see fit. It's not for you to cover.
But what I'm not going to do is
It's
expect
not
to
my
be arguing
government.
from the land of make believe.
Yeah, but it's
okay.
you
All
know,
right. So
okay,
anybody
my
have
turn. My turn.
anybody
Relax.
have anybody have the sound effect for the television show where the train comes through, Mr. Rogers?
Let me know when
because
you-
I want to be on.
let me know
I
when
want
you
to be
gas
on
out.
Earth.
Yeah,
All right,
gas
Let's
out.
let Andrew respond.
Yeah, so the thing is it's funny that you bring up Imagine, all the people of John Lennon, which is an anti-religious song. And hilariously enough, was designed to assist with female empowerment. Isn't that hilarious? But the thing here is you keep on saying that what I'm offering is make-believe, but it's not. It's been governing the Orthodox and Catholic Church for 2,000 years, including in this country. Now, here, let me give you an example, for instance, the Amish, right? Do you know what the divorce rate is among them? It's almost non-existent, and yet they're still governed by the same laws of the land that you're speaking to. So it sounds like if I give a counter, if I say, look, I can give you a way, a methodology in
I don't know if Andrew, no, you brought up the Amish, man. Like, do y'all know a little bit about the Amish folk? The Amish folk in America? Bro, it's kind of like a right of becoming a man to get married, and divorce is not even allowed in their practice of religion at all. Like, it's not allowed. That's why you see so many people. We all saw the TV show Escaping Amish. These bitches was running away. Citizens were running away. It's like they keep them in this little small community where all these folks don't use technology and all that voodoo stuff. And they say you're going to live by this rule. And these women see that there's an outside world, and a lot of them be running the fuck away. There's literally a whole TV series on this. So he's saying that it works. I'm like, not from the bitches that ran away. And then some of the young kids, they want to go do drugs and shit. Yeah, y'all know about I know some of y'all don't watch that TV show. So I'm like, he talking about it's pretty much non-existence. First off, that's a small group of people in the United States. So I don't know how you going, well, I get it. These are the same people that say 13% of the population commits 50% of the crimes, which is fucking crazy. But they're good with grabbing a small amount of people and trying to attribute that shit to the masses. You know, every time one black person did something, all of them are like that. You know, that's how that works. But no, Andrew, they literally have a TV series of these bitches running the fuck away. Like literally running away from that whole shit. It's like, bro, it's not a perfect society like you think. And you think just because social pressure is going to force somebody to stay married? A lot of these folks get arranged in their marriages. and they still running the fuck away. Like, come on, bro. I don't know why he brought up the Amish, bro. That's crazy.
which you can utilize the religious ecclesiastical institution, which has existed for 2,000 years and has right now the lowest divorce rates. Right this second, as we speak, not make-believe land, not hundreds of years in the future, right this second, as opposed to the system you have, common law divorce, which is sky high, and you can't do anything about it. That's what is true. So pointing out what is true is right now you can have a prenup. That is true. What is true is prenups are usually held up in court. That is true. What is true is...
Hey, hold on. He said prenups are usually upheld in court. Hold up.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
We done seen so many goddamn prenups get thrown out in court when it comes to divorce. Like, what the fuck is Andrew talking about? Maybe I should go look at the number just to make sure I'm accurate, y'all. I ain't finna look at it right now. But I've seen so many prenups get thrown out. I've seen more get thrown out than the ones that actually have been upheld. Like, but that's my anecdotal shit. That's just me. I don't know if that's actually true, bro. I don't know what the fuck, if what he said is actually true.
That you can have a marriage outside of a state because it's a religious institution anyway. You never have to have a license with the state. It's never been necessary. And if you do, the only way that can be done is if it's sacramental. And if it's sacramental, it's governed now by the church. That's going to be the community the women are a part of. And so the thing is like, that sounds like a real viable solution. What's yours? More fucking degeneracy? Go out and play the field, hump a lot of chicks? How's that going to help anybody?
The church is not the fucking law. Do you not see? And that's the problem when you have some people that really try to come off as like they super religious and shit. And then they want to force their beliefs. The Bible tells you not to force your beliefs on other people. And that's literally what you're advocating for. We're going to use the church. The church ain't the fucking law, bitch. If you want to be the church, invent a fucking time machine and take your ass back there when the Pope them ran fucking shit. Go on back then. Go on back over there to your side of the earth and go back in time where they was doing that shit. That is not how we operate in America, bruh. The church don't run shit in America. And all y'all pastors in your community sleeping with these kids and shit, bruh. Like, for real, nah, bruh. Dudes talking about God came to them in a dream and told me that I need to come and tell all y'all in church I need another $20 million. Yeah, and y'all motherfuckers giving to, man, fuck that religion that you practicing, bruh. You're not finna force that on every American. You keep trying to fall back, like, bro, take your ass back in time if you want that dictator shit right there, man, with these motherfuckers stealing your money and not helping a goddamn person. Go ahead, because they doing a little bit of it right now, but I think you'll fit in better back then.
Do anything. That's been the progressive mantra for 100 years. Isn't it wonderful? Your turn.
All right, we're turning back to earth. Now, first things first, when it comes to this, back in reality, there's no God in marriage. So, Mr. Sky Daddy, God, religion, that's all great, but there's no God in marriage. At this particular point, when you go through a marriage, if one person decides to not obey the Holy Bible or whatever you're thumping, you have no basis to keep that marriage together. If she decides to leave the church and decides not to listen or excommunicate herself, she's now under the state.
Agreed.
Now, when you're getting divorced, which I'm assuming you've been divorced.
Well, I mean, that's a hell of an assumption to make.
Have you been divorced?
I mean,
have you been married?
Can you tell me, if you can tell me how that has any merit?
Give me a second, because if you've been through one, you would know that there's no God in the divorce court, in the family court. There's no God in no one asked.
There is the state in there.
There is the state. So that's what we're arguing for.
Yeah,
that's when you get married. So you're telling me if, and I'm telling you, well, this is what's going to happen. Even if you took Sky Daddy into court with you, they would say, you pray to the judge.
Now,
the judge is the authority of the court. So the God argument is a nice, interesting argument. And I probably am not going to stay on the conversation very long, because that's your God. That's your Sky Daddy. That's your religion. I have a different religion. So who gives you who gives you the authority to change the understanding, the conversation to your religion? That's your religion.
I'm not changing the conversation.
Okay, so it only works if it only works if you believe in your Sky Daddy. That's the only way it works, and that's the only way you're going to advise men.
We're talking about mitigating risk.
No. We're talking about, can men get into a marriage today only under your Sky Daddy? That's what we're assuming.
Okay.
Now, can they do it otherwise?
Yeah, you can have secular marriage.
Okay, go ahead and explain.
Okay, yeah,
make it work.
I just did.
Make it work.
The argument that you have is that marriage is great. It's a great institution.
We already covered this.
Well, what made it great?
We already covered
What
this.
made it great?
Can we go into why it would make it work for your secular? That's the question I ask you. You're asking me questions back. Go ahead and answer the question.
So if you're talking about secular marriage, there's never been any point to it.
I'm sorry?
There's never been any point to secular marriage, ever. Never. What would ever be the point of secular marriage? It's always been a religious institution. That's what made it great. Now, when you say it's a great institution, what made it great for secularists, other than the fact that Sky Daddy and God had all these enforcement arms and those things had to be enforced socially? Like, for instance, men weren't allowed to run away. And women.
What's he talking about? we all would consider that Adam was married to Eve. When y'all ever read in the Bible that they got married? Religion wasn't even a thing during that time. That's what get a lot of people when it comes down like these religions. A lot of them are man-made in the essence of it. Now we say that they made it because they got a voice or something from up above that let them know something. But most of all these things are man-made. We made this up. Adam and Eve. When we ever read in any book that they got married? So that would be a secular marriage. That man and that woman came together as one, and they stuck together for a while, especially after they got kicked out of the garden. Ain't no pastor married them. There was only 2 motherfuckers on the planet. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, I guess once mankind came up with a term to call it marriage and actually create ceremonies, yeah, maybe, but dude, people were together before that, man. They were together before that, man. I don't know.
Right? They had to show cause for these divorces. And they had to be good causes. They had to show it for things like infidelity, right? It was all biblically governed. It was all lawfully governed by this sky daddy guy you like so little. But that's what made the institution great in the first place.
Man, this, I'm gonna just say it and get it on out my chest, y'all. He's speaking about that white religion shit. He talking about that shit back then in England and medieval time and all that shit. That he talking about his folk Rome and all that shit. He not speaking for the rest of the world, bro. He not speaking for everybody, and everybody don't have to operate off of what 18% of the world's population wants. People need to understand that shit. 18% of the population is trying to dictate how the rest of the fucking world operates. But those same 18% will have a problem with 13% of black folks saying we need some reparations in America. They out here fucking running the world pretty much. And they make up 18%. There's more black people on this earth. There's more Asian folks on this earth. There's more Latinos on this earth. But they seem to be in charge right now. Like, nah, bro. Like, your little religion that a lot of people don't like, and we see a lot of kids getting touched underneath it, ain't vibing with that. Y'all don't get to set the rules just because you say so. And that's why Islam is a bigger fucking faith in the world than yours right now. And y'all mad about that shit.
Place. What you're talking about here, you're making a point that divorce is bad. And yet, I agree, divorce is bad. So what we're really talking about is how do we mitigate the risk for divorce? And we have 2 different methods here.
Well, the conversation is marriage good for men. That's the conversation.
But it is. We already said it's good for men. That's not even a dispute.
And now, how do we make it better since they're avoiding it? Since men or women are avoiding it.
It sounds like the thing that you think makes it bad is divorce, not marriage.
Correct.
Then we need to mitigate divorce.
We're 15 minutes in, and we are in the land of reality. You finally called up. Can you tell me how we can get to the secular marriage? I mean, I've given you a chance. So you're dragging your feet.
So again, secular. There's never been any point to secular marriage ever.
Now listen, marriage is for child creation. It would be great for child community and all of these things. And now listen, by the time the religious aspects got into marriage, they were chopping people's heads off and burning Bibles. So listen, I know we want to take it back to the past and act like the past was better, but there's always a negative part of the past. If you go back and you look at the English, this has all been there. People were getting their heads chopped off. The Crusaders were doing their things across countries, and they were spreading Christianity through threats and violence. Now, that's what you're trying to uplift. That's what you're trying to uphold.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
You wouldn't know what I'm talking about.
Don't.
That's where you're lacking.
I have no idea.
Catch up. You're sitting across from me.
What does Crusades have to do with divorce?
That was when your holy marriage was the best marriage that you're trying to go to. Now, listen.
In the 1950s? Were we crusading in the 1950s?
No.
What the hell are you talking about?
You talked about the institution of marriage for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Sir, do you need me to catch you up on what you're talking about? You're having trouble keeping up with me. You're having trouble keeping up with me. You said 2,000 years ago. And I told you 2,000 years ago, they were chopping people's heads off.
Which has what to do with anything?
I need you to catch up with me, sir.
You brought it up. That's why. Yeah, when he said 2,000 years ago, like that kind of got me too. But I'm like, dude, you don't notice, like, if you said marriage has been working, this marriage that you keep on talking about has been working since 2,000 years. He's saying, well, okay, 2,000 years ago, they were chopping people's heads off and burning books, burning Bibles and shit. And Andrew sitting like talking about, what does that have to do? You brought it up. It's like, you brought it up. What do you mean? What does it have to do with it? You use it as an example to solidify your argument on marriage. Well, he's bringing out the negative parts of what happened during that time to disprove your argument when it came to marriage. He not following him on that?
Okay.
If you want to take things back to the past, you have to accept everything as the past. You can't just cherry pick. Now, here's the thing. You're cherry picking. If you want to take things back to tradition, take it all the way back. Why stop at the 50s? Take it back to the 1890s.
What you're saying right now is so incoherent. I actually don't even understand.
Well, that's what. Listen, when you're running out of bullets, the last thing you do is the shame. All right,
I'm not even trying to shame you. It's just incoherent.
I need you to get.
Hold on.
Yeah, this shit crazy, bro. This shit wild. You saw that shit, man?
Now, from what I've seen before and what I've heard, Andrew is supposed to be a smart person. He's saying what Coach Greg Adams is saying right now, even though he keeps cutting him off while he's trying to say it. He said it's incoherent. I understood exactly what the fuck he's saying. How's it incoherent? He's saying you said marriage has been so good for 2,000 years. So he went back a couple thousand years. It's like, yeah, during that time when you said it was so fucking great, they were chopping people's heads off. It's like, hey, what does that have to do with anything? Motherfucker, you tell me, you who came up with the timeline for it? Like, shit, what are you talking about? Now I'm incoherent because I'm repeating back to you something. Man, what? He don't want to talk about right now, but he want to talk about the 1950s, but he wanted to say 2,000 years ago, but now he don't understand what the fucking motherfucker talking about. Okay.
Catch up with me.
Okay, catch me up.
Just say you're lacking if you can't keep it up.
It's
all right, now here's the problem.
It's incoherent.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
I don't know what to tell you.
Here's the problem you're having.
2,000 years ago, they were chopping heads off. Who gives a shit?
Listen,
what does that
you
do with
said
anything?
2,000 years ago. I'm coming up with yours. Your holy religious 2,000 years ago. It's been a part of.
What does that have to do with this?
Exactly. Here's the problem. You're cherry picking.
Cherry picking what?
Listen,
I'm listening.
I'm gonna slow you down. I'm gonna slow you down because I see what you're doing here. I'm gonna slow you down.
Okay.
Because it's hard for you to keep up.
It is.
I understand. I understand because you haven't been across. This is your toughest debate. Your audience knows this.
Oh, it's rough.
There's no God in marriage.
Okay.
In the United States.
Yeah.
Can we agree to that? When you get to divorce, there's no God in marriage.
We can't agree to that.
We need to agree to it because when you go into divorce court, there's no God.
Yeah,
you can't bring in your God and your Bible. And at that particular point, none of your ecclesiastics marriage works.
Okay.
Period.
So the thing is, you just said, can we agree that there's no God in marriage? And then
you don't have to agree.
But hang on, calm down. And then you switched over to divorce. There's no God in divorce. But those are two different questions and proposition. Hang on, relax. The second thing is that me saying that what made marriage a great institution is this whole Sky Daddy character. And that the institution has been in place for 2,000 years. And it's been, hang on, calm down. And it's been a strong institution. I'm not actually sure how tying in that at the time they cut people's heads off, what that has to do with the fact that in the 1950s and 40s, you still had 95% of these marriages staying together. This is not ancient history. This is not even early American history. That's in your grandfather's lifetime, basically. And then, by the way, that was the case for black marriages as well. Very strong institutions. Correct. But all of those institutions were that way because they followed that whole Sky Daddy thing. Correct. They were like, oh, that Sky Daddy's.
Nah, I don't think in the black community, and Andrew, I'm gonna really speak for this, and let me come up when I say this shit. Like we bring up a lot about how black people were married at the highest rate, like in the 1950s and all that stuff, before 1969 and all that shit. We had to stick together like a motherfucker during that time. That could have played a very big part. You keep trying to say religion and all that stuff was the main reason. Dude, there were a lot of factors why black men and black women stuck together. That was a big reason. That'll look like your people was one of the big reasons we had to stick the fuck together and make sure that marriage lasted and stood the test of time. Because a lot of people had a concern about duty. It wasn't about, as y'all keep saying, Sky Daddy. I don't know why y'all keep saying that. Was forcing people to stay together. I don't think God was forcing nobody to stay together. And I don't think it was the religion that was keeping them families together. I think circumstances in life was what was really keeping people together. And then the lack of options too. Oh, let's think about that. The lack of options of leaving your fucking marriage. He's saying that the church restricted this, and this is why it was good. But as soon as the law changed, y'all, as soon as the no default divorce was allowed by law, all that religion shit went out the fucking window. And motherfucker was running to the goddamn divorce court, running up out of there. So I'm like, what are you talking about? If your so-called system of religion had so much of a strong effect, why when the law of the state changed, all that shit went out the window? So was it your religion that was keeping people together, or was it the law? And I would argue that it's the law. I would argue that it was the law. Andrew's arguing that it's the religion. And I don't believe so, because the first chance they got, they was like, yabba dabba doo dah, we're up out of here. It's like, what is he talking about? Like, come on. I don't know. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm missing something. But okay.
It's going to smite us if we don't. And so what you do here is you're giving the classic progressive argument, which is, well, you know, guys, it is true that it's a great institution, and it is true it's the best place in the world to have children for the continuation of the species. And also, it's fantastic for men's health. It's fantastic for their mental health. It's great for them in almost every way. But that divorce thing is real bad. And I counter. You're right. That divorce thing is real bad. We have now a center of agreement. But now we're going back to the marriage in the West thing, which is that whole great institution problem. Well, if we agree that what made it good, which you just did, is, hey.
And I want, I'm sorry, I got to say this. It is very hilarious to see that you have a white guy and a black guy talking about the situation of marriage and divorce in America right now. And the black guy's he's trying to hold him to, like, you don't have a solution for this. But if you really think back into this, into time, they like really think hard. Who wrote them fucking laws? Was it somebody that looked like Coach Greg Adams that wrote them laws to make marriage kind of fucked up? Or was it somebody that looked like Andrew that wrote them laws that's fucked up? Now, but for some reason, it's on Coach Greg to come up with a solution to fix it. I just want y'all to think about that. His folks wrote these laws. They set this system up the way they did. And then they didn't do their due diligence. When they changed the law, they left old shit still in there. They left, like, dude, we still got laws on the books right now that people be like, what the fuck? What? Yeah, it was a different time when they wrote it, but I'm like, why is it still on the books? They just wrote a whole bunch of shit and didn't even try to fix none of it. Just say, yeah, we just write something else. It's like you got two contradicting shits going on right now. But Andrew, it's really on you and your guys to fix the situation because y'all fucking designed this shit. You set it up. Remember, I was covering a video the other day where you got to give credit when Roland Martin was debating that guy that wanted to build that whites only town or whatever the hell. He was like, well, white people, black people didn't build it. You know, somebody had to design it. Well, you designed this shit. This is your fucking fault. You said your people wrote this system. And now you're bitching about it. And it's like, dude, y'all dudes wrote it. Your fucking great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather wrote this shit. So who you mad at? You mad at the women or you mad at your own folk? Tell them motherfuckers just to update the law. But that's too much to update the laws on shit. You just rather get on the internet and just bitch about it. Okay.
That Sky Daddy guy. And then I point out that right now, you can still utilize that Sky Daddy guy for an ecclesiastical marriage outside of the state. Hang on. And the only thing you can do is say, what about common law? But you can't govern anybody from common law. And at least in the ecclesiastical institution, you have social pressures on women to stay married. You can't offer a man anything like that. Give me a single social pressure you can offer that would actually keep these marriages together. One.
Paying child support. Got him. Child alienation. Got him. Like, dude, a whole bunch of reasons why a man would stay married to his wife. His finances. Maybe that's another one. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the whole argument why Coach Greg is saying don't get married, because unless you're well established, it's not a benefit to you. Because all the negative things that can happen to you in that marriage, you can lose half of your shit, you can lose your children, and have to pay child support. Oh, I forgot. And you also lose your home. You know, your home, and still have to pay for it. A lot of things can happen. There's a lot of negatives that can come from getting divorced in America right now. I don't know what the fuck Andrew's talking about.
What? Just one.
Can I answer something
Yeah.
you just said? This would be interesting.
I can't wait.
You said,
but can you answer that question then?
No, before.
Oh, of
the
course.
1940s.
Of course, you gotta ask me a question.
Because listen, I'm listening to you. You asked the question at the end. If you would have asked it at the beginning, possibly I might have been able to address it. But let me address this point.
Okay.
You said the 1940s and 1950s with this imaginary Sky Daddy controlling marriages. That sounds like enforcement. Because by the time the 1970s came around, the very first chance women got to file a no-fault divorce without need for evidence, without need to have a private investigator to prove an affair.
Was no fault the 70s?
Yes, it was the 70s, started by Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
I'll educate you.
But hang on.
Came along. Hold on for a second. No. I got the floor here. I got the floor. So you said the religious institutions governed it and made it great. The 1970s came along, and as soon as they did, women started to file divorces at record rates, which is back to my conversation. As soon as you remove the authority of Sky Daddy, now you're back with the state. And now you have difficulty, and now the risk is now greater.
Oh.
So that's the issue that
Then
you
it
have.
sounds like men should be moving towards Sky Daddy then, because it mitigates their risk.
The courts, the nation should be.
Dude, are you fucking stupid? He's telling you that the law is always there. Once the law allows it, then other things can happen. You talking about, well, maybe more people should go back to skydiving. What is that going to change about the fucking law? Unless you just gonna get a whole bunch of dudes to go to what you want them to go to, and then they all vote, which is, you can't do it in this country. It's gonna be unconstitutional anyways. But you know, obviously they don't give a fuck about that. You got people trying to put the 10 Commandments up in churches and shit. They like, fuck everybody else's religion. My religion is this, so the 10th Commandment should be up. This is a Christian nation. This church was not, this country, well, company was not built, was founded on no goddamn Christianity. I hope they know that. They keep saying that shit. I don't know why people keep lying about history, bro. These motherfuckers did not believe in Christianity that founded this country. They so-called great founding fathers. They weren't Christians. They weren't. Okay, whatever the fuck, man. I don't get this shit. You know, the law is gonna stay in tow, man. Like, you keep talking about religion gonna save it. It's not.
There's no courts.
But how do you enforce that?
What court? What courts? You're not getting a marriage from the state. What courts are involved here?
Everything you told me is a make-believe scenario.
How? You can do it right now. How is it make-believe?
How do you do that when people,
Here's
the
what
marriages do say,
yeah.
I know, you want to go back
I'll
to
tell you how.
Ecclesiastics. This
No,
is
I'm
gonna be
telling
a
you, I can do it
problem.
right
Okay.
this second.
Okay,
You can go do it right now.
You can do it at this particular
can't
point.
do.
However,
What do you mean?
here's the problem.
Okay.
Can you get men to do it?
Yes.
Okay. You might be able to think you can get men to do it, but as soon as they do it, I want you to stick around for the average of 8 to 10 years when these men start getting divorced. See, what you're doing is you're leading.
We've been watching
for a
it for
second.
longer.
You've been leading. You're going to lead men into a burning building.
Oh.
And the reason why, and this is a famous quote by Martin Luther King, is because the laws of integration didn't catch up fast enough for what he wanted for people to integrate. And what happened was it took him 12 to 15 years to realize that he led men or black people into a burning building in which integration was not possible at the time.
Okay.
You are also proposing the same thing. And I would like for you to stick around to see the results of what you're proposing, because eventually you would have to pay the price. How did Martin Luther King pay the price? You would have to pay the price for the men that you misled.
So Martin Luther misled men, and that's why he was killed?
I said he misled black people. You missed that part.
Those
He said, okay, let me repeat it, because you're slow.
I
All right,
am,
you
you're
definitely
right.
are slow in Neanderthal.
That's for sure.
Let me tell you something.
I'm dragging
Martin
knuckles
Luther
over here.
King said specifically, related to black people and civil rights, I'll speak slowly for you, that he believed at the end, he led them into a burning building. I'm going to speak slower. The reason why is because the laws of integration did not catch up with what he would like to present. Black people weren't ready to integrate. As a result, he said, I may have led my people, that means his people, into a burning building.
Okay.
I would like for you, under your scenario, if your movement takes off, to see the results, because it took Martin Luther King 12, 15 years to see the results of his efforts. You're proposing something very extreme that majority of people aren't going to do. But let's just say because you like to hide in the clouds of make-believe, if this works, I would love to see you represent these men in a divorce when they get their head bit off by these so-called women that are forced by Sky Daddy to stay in these marriages.
This is really, like, I don't even understand how
you don't understand. I know you have a hard time understanding.
I don't actually even understand how to respond to a lot of this because it's so incoherent. But I'm going to try anyway.
Oh yeah, see, this is.
So let's start.
This is his always incoherent.
It's real simple, man. It's like he's saying, you believe that? Okay, well, stick around and get a list of all the guys that you get to buy into your shit. And in about 10, 12, 15 years, let's come back and see how them situations worked out for them. Because at the end of the day, the laws are still on the books. Like, I want y'all to understand it. The laws are still on the books. So I don't know what he thinks a community is going to do to get somebody. If somebody doesn't want to be there, I don't care who's in their church. I don't care who's in their teacher conference group. I don't care who's in their family. I don't care who's in their neighborhood or whatever the hell. If they want to get the fuck on, they going to get the fuck on. None of that shit is going to stop them, especially when the law allows it. So if you're not going to change the law, you just want to say we want to implement this teaching right here. Okay, then go ahead, stick around. I don't get how he doesn't understand that. Well, I think all of us in the chat understood exactly what Coach said. He said, stick around and let's see how that worked out for you.
When he understands. Perhaps you don't understand. That might be what it is. And it's okay to say you don't understand. And I can speak slowly for
I
you.
don't understand now, but I'm going to tell you why.
Of course, dismissive. I mean,
I'm going to tell you why.
It's okay. When you're losing, just say you're losing, and I can speak.
Let me know when I can talk and he gas out.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So here's
typical tactic, but you can work that against these
so I still
OnlyFans
can't
girls.
talk.
Hey,
Go
listen,
ahead.
you can work that tactic against those OnlyFans girls that you debate. debating 23-year-old ignorant women.
They're smarter than you.
But now
They're
you're sitting
smarter than
across
you.
from a person.
They're always smarter than you.
Yeah, you're sitting across from a person here
Oh no.
that's looking at a Neanderthal say you don't understand something very
Well, let me
simple.
know when you gas out.
This
so
is
I
the
can respond.
simplest thing that you can understand.
Okay.
Your go. Your go.
Are you sure? I
Please.
can actually do it this
And
time.
please, put me to sleep. please.
Okay, so
Put me to sleep.
here's why it's incoherent, and there's a bunch of this I don't understand. You keep on saying that these men are going to get divorced, and yet I'm proposing non-state marriages. How are they going to get divorced? Well, you can only say then.
You can't make that happen unless you change the law. By law, if I stay with a girl for a certain period of time, the state will automatically consider us married. I don't even have to go down there and get a marriage certificate and none of that shit. I don't even have to deal with them at all. If me and her are together long enough and they can document that, we're automatically married under the state's eyes. How are you going to stop that? You just keep talking about this other shit. The state, what is Andrew talking about? Like, bruh, you can't defeat that. That's the law.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah,
here's
typical tactic, but you
here's-
can work that against these
Okay, so I still
OnlyFans
can't
girls.
talk
Hey,
about
That's
listen,
the law.
you can work that tactic against those
It's the
OnlyFans girls
law.
that you debating 23-year-old ignorant women.
they're smarter than you.
But now
They're
you're sitting
smarter than you.
across from a person.
They're always smarter than you.
Yeah, you're sitting across from a person here
Oh no.
that's looking at a Neanderthal say you don't understand something very
Well, let me
simple.
know when you gas out.
This
so
is
I
the
can
simplest thing that you can understand.
Okay.
Your go. Your go.
Respond. Are you sure? I
Please.
can actually do it this
And
time.
please, put me to sleep. please.
Okay, so
Put me to sleep.
here's why it's incoherent, and there's a bunch of this I don't understand. You keep on saying that these men are going to get divorced, and yet I'm proposing non-state marriages. How are they going to get divorced? Well, you can only say then via common law. But again, you have no defense yourself against
These are if scenarios.
I don't-
mean, come
I
on,
don't-
man. Please,
I
you
don't-
said I was going to debate somebody
This
that's going
is-
to come.
Why do you
This
keep
is an if
filibustering?
scenario.
I
Give
let
me a
you
real
speak.
scenario,
I let you
please.
speak the entire time.
Give me something to speak about.
Okay,
You're giving
I'm
me
not
a
asking you to
scenario.
speak. I'm
You're
asking
trying
you
to
to
invite
listen.
me to your church.
I'm just
I'm not going to
asking
your
you
church.
to
Please
listen.
give me a real scenario.
You have to shut up long enough for me to
Come
do
on,
it.
please. I've been here 30 minutes waiting for you to do it.
All right.
Give
So
me a real scenario.
okay. So what I don't understand here again, and I'm going to ask again. In your incoherent worldview,
Okay, please.
you keep on saying that these men who I propose this to are going to get divorced, but I'm not proposing that they get married through the state. The state's the one who does the divorces. So if the only thing you could say is that there's a potential for common law here, but that's something you yourself cannot guard them from by your own admission. The second problem that we have here is that I don't have to stick around for 10 or 15 years because we can look at the numbers right now in religious marriage for what this looks like. And here's what this looks like. If you're Catholic, you're way less likely to get divorced. And if you're Orthodox, even less likely to get divorced. And it's because of that ecclesiastical structure. You're not ever going to be able to prevent all risk from divorce, not under any
Thank
thing.
you, God. That's
Not-
that's the most realistic
Not
thing
under
you've said all
any,
day.
but not under any system
Correct.
is that going to be the case.
But
And
why
even-
are Catholics getting divorced?
And you
How
don't
do
even
they
want
get
to. They
divorced?
get annulments. They don't even get divorces.
Okay,
and it's
but how
a
does it-
really long
So
process, and it's rare.
Christians have a similar divorce rate than the secular.
No.
So they have a
No.
very close. So how do they get divorced?
I'm going to
How do
explain.
Christians get divorced?
I'll answer
Please,
your question.
please tell me, because I know how to get divorced.
So
Right
if
into
you
the
say-
divorce court.
Yeah, I know. So because they call it a state marriage.
Right.
Yeah,
we
and I'm
said right
proposing
in
that
the
they
divorce
don't do
court.
that, right?
Okay, a land of make believe. If
How's that a man land to
If-
make believe? You can go fucking do it right now.
Please tell me what
What are you
percent-
talking
listen,
about?
What percentage of people do this particular thing that you're doing, that you're proposing?
Why
What
would that
percent-
matter? Let's say
Why
it's
does it
one
matter?
person.
Okay,
Why would that
okay, it's
matter?
one person. So you're taking a very small chance. You're
Uh-huh.
arguing against me that has millions of people on my
Who are
side.
getting
and
divorced and
millions-
you don't want
But you're
them to.
telling me a small 20 people in a little house on the prairie
Yeah.
that do these, that you govern people without electricity and,
Okay.
and you riding horse and carriages.
Yeah.
You're telling me that a small percentage of people
Uh-huh.
are going to lead a movement of doing something you're proposing here on YouTube. This is going. How many people are doing this?
Okay. Why would
How
that
many people-
matter?
It would matter because
Why?
then we can use some data to determine, do these people end up in divorce?
Well, we can
More
do
than
it.
likely.
This is great because
do.
we can look at the data. So
I
let's
would
look
love
at.
to, please.
Do you want to look at the Catholic data and Orthodox data for marriage?
We're talking about your ecclesiastic proposal.
That
what
is
we're
the
talking about.
this is the
Okay.
ecclesiastical
If we're
proposal.
using Catholic and Christians, their divorce rate tends to be very
No.
close. It's,
I'll look it up.
It's very close. Let's
Not
go ahead and look
Catholic.
it up. Hold on, hold on.
Self-ID'd Christians.
Okay,
Self-ID'd Christians.
Okay.
Self-ID.
Self-ID. No, let's just put Christians.
Christian.
He's like,
Christian and
he
Catholic.
likes to
You
dice
have
up-
to
he
tell me
likes to
what a
di-
Christian
He likes to
is.
dice up all of these people. And
important.
listen, I would love to go to your church one day. I would
Okay.
be a wonderful guest, and I would love to thump the Bible, and I would love to say a prayer with you.
Uh-huh.
However, this conversation is entering
Can we
into
pull up my screen?
very much a Sky Daddy conversation, which
All right, we got
again, it's about
Who
belief.
brought up Sky Daddy? You.
It's- You
Yo,
brought it up
we
about
got the divorce rate
ecclesiastic
pulled up right
marriage.
here.
That's not.
You brought that up.
What is that?
So
That's,
that is a religious
if
argument.
you're an
which more
atheist, you
people
should
in
be able
relig-
to
Okay, listen,
contend with
listen,
that.
a lot of people would not want to do that. You're telling me a small percentage
Who
of people are gonna
cares?
do
We're
this.
talking about mitigating the rates of divorce.
now,
It doesn't matter how many
Can
do
we
it.
move forward from this one? We agreed to
No, we gotta go back to that because, like, you gotta look at them numbers. Let's look at them numbers. So for Catholics, They say it's lower than the national average, strong among practicing Catholics who attend Mass weekly. 19 to 25%. What's the national average? 33%. I don't think that religion is actually the main reason why it's a little bit lower. It's not much lower. Like, dude, if we go from the highest number, that's 8%. If we go from the lowest number, y'all do the math. Mainline Protestants, they're at, if not above, the 30 to 35% divorce rate. Evangelical Protestant, 26 to 33%. So their max is the average. Non-religious affiliated, 37 to 40%. It's got the highest rate for people that supposedly don't practice religion. But nigga, all this shit is right within, it's all within 15% of each other. Like, I don't, okay, whatever. If you want to go with that, I wouldn't use that as a strong ass argument. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Keep going.
You have no counter arguments. You don't have one counter argument.
Here's a counter argument.
Okay, what is it?
There's no God in marriage. How many times do I have to say that?
That's an assertion. It's not an argument.
If you end up in divorce court, God doesn't matter. None of this matters. That's real. That's the realest argument that you can possibly hear. Soon as
how do you end up in a divorce court without the state?
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I'm going to tell you how.
Okay.
In the 1940s, which you so love.
What the fuck did he say? Like, I don't think Andrew's following him. He said, listen to what he just said again.
Doesn't matter how many
Can
do
we
it.
move forward from this one? We agree to disagree.
No, we don't agree to disagree.
Okay,
I need
so you want to
counter
keep it here in your
arguments.
land of make-believe.
I want counter arguments.
No, I'm not going to argue in your land of make-believe.
Yeah, because you can't. You have no counter arguments. You don't have one counter argument.
Here's a counter argument.
Okay, what is it?
There's no God in marriage. How many times do I have to say that?
That's an assertion. It's not an argument.
If you end up in divorce court, God doesn't matter. None of this matters. That's real. That's the realest argument that you can possibly hear. Soon as
how do you end up in a divorce court without the state?
Hold on for a second.
Andrew, that's what. By proxy of Coach Greg Adams saying, I think Andrew's confused right now. By proxy, if he says God is not in a divorce court, what is the only other entity that can govern that court? The state, right? And Andrew said, what again?
What is it?
There's no God in marriage. How many times do I have to say that?
That's an assertion. It's not an argument.
If you end up in divorce court, God doesn't matter. None of this matters. That's real. That's the realest argument that you can possibly hear. Soon as
how do you end up in a divorce court without the state?
Hold on for a second.
He's telling you that's what you're going to end up with. What are you talking about? He's not arguing against. I think he's confused.
Hold on for a second. I'm going to tell you how.
Okay.
In the 1940s, which you so love, I don't know why you don't live there. You look like you live there. You're dressed like you live there.
Here's
the problem. Hold on for a second. Here's the problem.
Okay.
These people, under your authoritative, godly marriage, still got divorced at high rates. Once no-fault divorce showed up, it started at 25%. Then, by the time you get here, it's close to 40 and 50%. It's still prevalent. I'm giving you the reality here.
Not the reality.
You're trying to drag me back over here to the Little House on the Prairie. It's not working. It's not going to work with me. How about this?
How about a counter argument?
If traditional marriage, I gave you one.
What?
I mean, come on, man.
What is the counter argument? Come on, man. It's not a counter argument. What's the counter argument?
There's no God in marriage, and
that's an assertion, not an argument.
God in divorce court.
God's not an argument.
Okay,
well, there is a God in divorce court. Argument defeated.
Exactly.
Argument defeated.
Oh my goodness, boy. All right. Did you miss your sandbox outside? Did you miss your toys?
It's just
Did you not get
ridiculous.
that? Here's the problem.
I want an argument.
This is the absolute argument.
Okay.
You're trying to drag me to church. I'm taking you outside of church. You can't combat it because you want to battle inside the church. I'm not letting you. So let's get back to the state.
I don't care if secularists get married.
Let's get back to the state.
What do you mean?
And that divorce rate. Did you find out the numbers?
Yeah, I pulled it up earlier, but I'll pull it up again. It's up on the screen. Can you guys see this? Catholic 19 to 25%, mainline Protestant 30 to 35%, evangelical 26 to 33.
That's up there.
Now, pull up
That's up there.
Orthodox.
40,
Orthodox,
33, 34, 30. That's pretty high.
Orthodox divorce rate. Let's see.
17 to 20.
I see average 33%.
That's U.S.
average.
That's evangelical
adults.
Protestants, dude. That's with the
It says
coalition of
Orthodox
all of
adults
them.
ever divorced 17 to 20. U.S.
Yes.
adult average 33%.
Yeah, so they're much lower.
It says in the U.S. 33%. The
They're
Orthodox ever divorced, that's worldwide.
Yeah, they're much lower rates.
Okay, but you're saying that they can't get divorced. That's what you said.
Oh, bro.
You said, is that what you said?
The whole point
said
here
they
is
can't
how
get
do we
divorced because you're
mitigate the
enforcing
risk
them.
of divorce? You can't ever completely mitigate
30%.
it.
It can't ever be completely mitigated, but you can mitigate the risk of divorce.
Okay, great.
It is lower. They're
Much
saying-
lower, much lower.
Okay, all right. So a chance of getting hit 30% versus 44%. This doesn't defeat the argument. Those
It does defeat
divorces,
the argument.
Those divorces happen in the court of law because no divorce
That's
cannot be
right.
reported in
So
not,
this
that's
is
not in the
great.
court of law.
Actually,
so what is the divorce
yeah.
that happens outside of the court of law? If it's 33%
Mhm.
in the court of law with your orthodox ecclesiastic marriage, what is it outside?
Even
What is
lower.
it within that?
It's even lower.
Okay, so add that 10%.
yes. No,
now
no,
we're
no,
at 40%.
No, you wouldn't add
whatever.
that. You wouldn't add 10%.
That's the legal
What are you
divorce.
talking
Hold on for a
about?
second. When you say a divorce, those are reported divorces legally. That means these people filed in the legal reported system. That's 30+%. Okay, you said there would be more that were outside of the door,
No, less.
outside of the state.
Less.
No, hold on for a second.
Less.
There's additional
No.
outside of the marriage,
No.
outside of the state.
No.
Oh, there's none.
Well,
So you're
no,
saying
no,
there's zero.
Not really.
What are you saying?
Okay, so let me explain.
Please.
So that you understand.
Additional to the 33%.
Yeah, but you have to, can you at least let me finish this time?
Please do it because
All
you're
right.
slow.
So if it's the case you're in an ecclesiastical marriage, you're still adding usually the state. These people are all adding the state, okay? The Catholics themselves, if you were to look at their annulments rate from the ecclesiastical authority, it's actually much lower than even the percentage that you're getting from the state because they add the state in, which means some people will ignore the ecclesiastical authority and get divorced anyway.
That's exactly what I've been telling you. The entire
Nobody
time.
ever
So it would be higher. Andrew, do you not get that? You said that everybody gets married, even if they get married under your little system or whatever, or at least the people that claim to be a certain religion, they get divorced. We got the numbers for those. But you are admitting that there are some that get annulments and stuff and they don't go through the state about it. So the number would go up. Up. Not down, nigga. It would go up. So you have unreported divorces. That means it's going to add to the number.
We
What?
argued that.
Exactly. But so
We're
how do
arguing
you
about
mitigate? You're saying
mitigating the risk. Mitigating
Seems
the
like there's
risk.
Still a risk.
No, it would mitigate the risk.
So the risk is slightly lower.
much lower.
Okay, that's not that much lower.
It's
The
much
divorce rate
lower.
is 40%. You're talking about 33% to 43%.
No, we're not. We're talking about 20% to 35 to 40%.
Okay, so that's lower.
Yes.
Okay, that's all you got. Now, here's
That's
the
all I
problem.
need.
That's not all you need because there's still risk.
You would have to add that other 20% to the 30%. You would have to add it to it because it's not being reported, but 20% is happening 20% of the time for the people that you have to add that number in there. You have to figure out the math, how to do it to make sure it's accurate, but you would have to add that number in there. This is just not reported divorces.
How do you at
Nobody
this particular
said
point-
there wouldn't be risk.
Exactly.
You
So
can't
at this
mitigate
particular
risk
point-
for anything 100%. It's not possible.
Exactly. So now why are we telling men to get married?
Because
At that
you
particular
have
point?
to, because everything is a cost benefit analysis. Your issue is not marriage. Your issue is with mitigating
At
the
this
risk.
point, it's not marriage.
It's
This is the only
mitigating-
hold on for a second. Can I say this?
Oh my God.
You're
Can you
Hold
ever
on for a
stop
second.
saying something so I
Come
can
on,
say
listen.
something?
at this particular point. Listen,
Okay, I'm listening.
you're telling me from this point, we haven't even got to the entire marriage because you're still over in the land of make believe. We haven't even got to the other issues
What's
of marriage.
make-believe?
Hold on for a second. We still haven't got to the other issues of marriage.
I'm willing to
So
get to
you're
everything.
telling me about the mitigation risk, and we've wasted too much time on it. Can we talk about the other issues of marriage?
Well,
Which
okay.
are sexless
Can we
marriage.
at least wrap this up?
Yeah,
real
let
quick?
Andrew finalize this and then
Yeah,
we'll move on
so
to that.
the thing is like, the problem is you said it was a great institution. If you say it's a great institution, even when it was a great institution, people were still getting divorced. So if that's the case, what you're really after is just mitigating risk. And I'm giving you a perfect way to mitigate risk, right? And the fact of the matter is that it is becoming more and more popular to do it this way.
The church has no power over somebody getting a divorce, so you can keep saying that shit to the cows come home, but they have no authority over anybody. Just throwing that out there for you, Andrew. What if somebody's Indian and they don't go to your Baptist Christian church? They have no authority over somebody. Like, shut up.
Prenup plus ecclesiastical authority almost mitigates your risk entirely, except for common law, but you can pick the state to live in for that. And you, by your own logic, can't defer from common law either. You can't protect men from that. So the thing is like, you can't have it both ways. You can't
That's why he told men not to get married.
agree marriage is good and the backbone for the West, and you really like it, and it's fucking great, and it's a great institution, but also don't do it because it's make-believe that you can mitigate risk, even though you can right this second. That's insane.
Listen,
All right, final
I'm
point.
listening.
final point. Let's get to the other risks that are associated with it. We got that.
That's
we
not a
tackled
final
that.
point on this.
That is a-
Make the final point and then
Listen,
go to
listen.
that.
I'm a grown man. I'm not 22-year-old OnlyFans. I'm going to say what I want to say. Listen to this. At this particular point,
You got
we're
me
moving
on that
forward.
one.
Listen, we're moving forward.
Okay, we're moving
At this
forward.
point, what are the other risks that we want to guard against? We got the divorce. You're going to put them on the ecclesiastic paperwork.
Mhm.
Less people are doing that. Not a lot of people know how to
Okay.
do it. He just got married. He didn't do it. All right. I can almost guarantee.
Probably not.
Exactly.
So what?
So now, less people are going to do this. Not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of men are going to
So it
prepare
sounds like we
themselves to
should
do
try to
that.
change that.
Exactly. So that would be
I
a
agree.
very tough
We should
scenario,
try to
and
change it.
most likely it's not going to happen moving forward.
Okay.
There are other issues in marriage
Okay, let's
that
get
typically, if depending on what authority you go under, are still a risk for men. Yes, it's great for the backbone, but a lot of men are in sexless marriages. A lot of women are in sexless
True.
marriages. The percentage of affairs in marriages are still a big issue. That can't be addressed.
Oh.
Those risks are going to be tough, and now you have an issue because now whoever's your authority has to mitigate that risk. Now all of a sudden they have to govern or socially pressure the women, and that's going to be difficult to do. 20%, 30% of sexless marriages, 20-30% of people having affairs. This is not the intent of people who get married. So yes, we have the divorce. We set that aside. Now, what about within the marriage? How do you mitigate the risk for that? I'm assuming you're going to have the ecclesiastic come through the home and force the wives to fuck their husbands.
Oh, that's quite the straw man. But
I'm assuming.
I'll go ahead and answer. Actually, the ecclesiastical authority does mitigate against this. And here's my proofs. Proof one: if it is the case that you get married to a woman who's a virgin, but she's a virgin because she's a Christian, hang on, let me get through the entirety of the argument before you start freaking out. If it is the case,
Virgins.
your chances of that marriage ending, very, very, very small, one. And two, they report that they have a happier sex life. This is actually the case with the decrease in body count, which generally comes with the more religious people, meaning the more.
Now, what the fuck he asked you? He asked you, how are you going to mitigate for somebody in a marriage that is a sexless one? And you're talking about, well, if the person came in as a virgin. What's up with all this if shit? And he only talked from a position of what it could possibly be instead of what the hell it actually is. Like, I don't understand that. But look, maybe somebody else can help me out. We got Hurricane up in the building, y'all. Salute, 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 salute. What's the word
Yeah,
from the
you
bird,
know.
man?
Feeling like a villain, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Happy Friday. Shouts out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I think that white boy mad. He mad that Coach Greg gets smarter. Like, and he's grounded in reality.
That's what I'm seeing right now. It look like, dude, you're arguing about what if this, what if that. That ain't the case right now, though, buddy. So, like, can we talk about what the case actually is? That's like you crashing your car. They be like, well, what if you would have went left? Nigga, I don't give a fuck, bitch. My car crashed now. Nigga, I didn't go left. Can we talk about my car right now? Well, you know what you could have did, man, nigga. But he gonna tell the people where to find you at too, my bad. Shit.
Oh, yeah. So you catch me at Hurricane JW2 on YouTube and Facebook. Home of the Fuck the Government podcast. HHN and Detroit After Dark. Shouts out to everybody.
Andrew getting on my nerves because I know he ain't that dumb, but I guess he got into a room with somebody, like you said, that might be a little bit smarter than him and know how to speak a little bit better than him. And he's not, I don't think he's handling it well right now. I just don't think he's handling it well. But do you have any thoughts on what he said before I keep playing this shit? Because it's kind of embarrassing right now.
Oh, no, you keep playing it. You keep playing it.
All right, let's see what we got.
That you take your religion seriously, the more that you pray, the more that you engage in that whole ecclesiastical authority thing, the less likely it is you step out of your marriage. Significantly less likely. The less likely it is that you end up in a sexless marriage. You know why? Because there's a reinforcement in Christianity that men and women are not allowed to deprive each other of that, of sex, when it comes to marriage. And you find the people who follow the traditional faith generally don't. And so, yes, the ecclesiastical authority preaches that from the pulpit. Sorry, lady, you got to fuck your husband. That's part of God's law. Yeah. What do you got for him? Go out and just fuck everybody? What are you going to do to mitigate, by the way?
Dude, just because the pastor might sit up in the pulpit and say, women, you need to have sex with your husband, he's still not forcing them. Anybody can say that. Your mama can say that. She can be like, why ain't I got no grandbabies right now? Is that her forcing her to actually have sex with her husband? No, this is somebody saying something. How can he force her? He can't. The fuck? Pastor can't come in there and say, man, give me your dick real quick, like I'm gonna put it in her pussy. It's like, it's not gonna happen like that. It's not. Andrew tripping, bro. I don't know what the fuck this is, man. But some of these religious folks, as of lately, been really. I don't think they truly religious like they think they are.
Right.
I think they just claim it because they think that's a card that they can use to win arguments and shit. Make themselves look good. I don't think you truly Christian like you say you is.
You're at the mercy of the same criticism. You can't mitigate guys' girlfriends from fucking around on them any more than you could a person's wife. You can't mitigate them stepping out on them. You can't mitigate them treating them like shit. You can't do anything. At least I have a mitigation. You have nothing. You have nothing. Just liberal degeneracy. Give me something you could do that would give any kind of fail-safe against this. One thing.
I don't know what communities you live in, but your church pastor is going to be very busy walking in all of these bedrooms, preventing divorce and enforcing women to sleep with their husbands. Now, the first leap of faith that you have, hold on for a second. Oh, I heard you. The first leap of faith is virgin. Okay, if we look at the stats, please pull up the stats of how many women qualify as a virgin.
On virginity.
You said that's virginity. I'm just letting you know. You brought it up.
In America?
In America, what women percentage qualify as virgins? All right, so you're going to say very few. So you know this.
7%, age 22 to 34.
7%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what?
So now we have.
Do you know what a baseline for an argument is?
That was the baseline.
Yeah.
You want to say now? Do we want to increase the body count?
Yeah,
I mean, because
yes,
if you're looking,
that was the whole point of the baseline of the argument.
So right now, if we can pull up how many women in Gen Z, because this is marital age women, would have a body count lower than 5.
No,
because
millennials
now
are
we're
also marriageably aged. What do you mean?
Okay, millennials, younger millennials. Okay, because there's no point in older people getting married. They're not procreating. All right, they're gonna have 1 or 2 kids.
Older
That doesn't help
people
us.
do procreate.
Not that much. All right, they're gonna have 1 or 2 kids. All right, listen. It said in the Bible, in your Bible, it says be fruitful and multiply, not add. All right, we're not adding one little autistic kid. We're multiplying.
That would be multiplying.
No, it wouldn't be multiplying.
Yes,
having
it
one
would.
little bright
If
ass
you have
kid.
3 and you have 1 more, that's
all right.
multiplying.
Multiplying by 1. All right, that's
So
not an answer.
multiplying.
Okay, listen. We're multiplying by multiples. You know what I'm talking about. Now listen.
Yeah, that is a multiple.
Hold on for a second. You want to convince me that there's going to be women of low body count in this secular world we live in to make your scenario work, to enforce women to have sex with their husbands from the pulpit. Do you see? This is very strange.
Well, I have all the data to back mine. Show me
from a very small percentage. I mean, it works in a podunk town. I don't know where you're from. We're talking about the metropolis. We're talking about major cities.
And how is your plan going to mitigate that? How is your plan going to mitigate that?
I don't know if you remember. I asked you. All right.
And I told you.
And you came back with virgins.
No.
And you came back with enforcing sex for the pulpit.
Give half the argument. That's why I can't respond to my arguments. So let's do it again. If you want to mitigate.
Force women to have lower body counts.
You're not, dude. How's it force?
Go ahead.
How's it force?
You're the one enforcing sex.
How is it? How are we using force?
How are you enforcing sex to the husband?
Through social pressure, doofus. The same way you would with everything.
Gentlemen, your wife is going to have sex with you because church reverend enforced her to have sex with you.
Do you think?
Okay, please pull up the chat. Yeah, his suggestion is to.
I'm noticing this type of people like even more and more nowadays. They don't do things for the greater good. They do things because they want to control other folks. You want to force people to do stuff compared to other people that want to help people. I guess he's trying to guise his I'm gonna force these women through the pulpit, because that's pretty much what he said. He wanted to force women through the pulpit, through the church, to have sex with their husbands, which I think women should have sex with their husbands, but we know there's a lot of marriages out here where they not having sex and shit. But he wants to force them to have sex with their husbands via the church.
Right.
You don't think that sounds a little fucking weird? Like, dude, who are you? Who are you?
The evil colonizer. The evil colonizer that forced a whole bunch of shit during them Catholic Church days. They was motherfucking fucking niggas up. They still got the torture dividers under the Vatican. Yep, let's force them.
And look, he calls himself a Christian, but he want to force shit on people. The Bible literally tells you don't be forcing your religion on folks, but you won't force. Like, what? Like, bruh, like the lines have gotten blurred so much from what people like. That's why I look at a lot of folks that claim certain religions. I watch how they move, I watch how they carry themselves, and I watch how they talk about their opinions about different topics. And I'm like, bruh, I don't think you really own that type of time.
Right. And most Christians are condescending, judgmental, argumentative, and they got the biggest shame, guilt, and regret when they go to the goddamn altar. Fuck them up.
And violent.
Not all of them, but most of them.
Like, shit, man. I'm like, look, man, stop claiming. Like, that's why I'm like, man, I know Jesus and God and gotta be a little pissed off about this. He's like, man, them ain't my people.
Right.
He claiming my shit, they ain't my people. Like,
right, because he said in the book of Revelation, like, nigga, I will come back and say, I will not know you. It's like, nigga, I don't know you.
I do not know you.
It's in your
I
body.
do not. Yeah, you better go on over there. You be the same motherfuckers get to the pearly gates. We talking about I need to speak to the manager because Jesus said you need to go downstairs. I need to speak to a manager. He is the manager, motherfucker.
Right.
God damn it.
Right, because the Bible said you don't go to the Father but by him. So that nigga said no, you really ain't gonna see that.
You ain't getting up in there. I just don't think they look at themselves when they truly understand this. I'm like, man, and the subject's like the whole conversation is off subject because it's about is it worth it? And I don't know what Andrew is just so hell bent on trying to have this fantasy conversation when it's not the case in America right now. It's not. But let's see where he keep going with this shit. Because I'm like, I would have got frustrated with talking to him, man.
Have a church
Hell
reverend
yeah.
enforce you
They're
to
not
have
enforcing
burning
it.
desire to have sex with your
Enforce requires force. Enforce is a derivative of force. You can't enforce absent force. No one's saying force.
This is how your sex is going to be had in his marriage.
Uh-huh.
It's through enforcement through the religious pulpit.
No, it's going to be
this
the
is
idea.
2025,
if it's
and we're
the
still here
idea-
somewhere on Little House on the Prairie.
If it's the idea,
I would love
that
to have
women
this reality.
If it's the idea that women have and men have both, that they're not supposed to deprive each other from this, because that is how they live the life of a Christian. The case of the matter is that they try to keep themselves sexually appealing to the partner. They try to keep themselves.
Well, honestly, in the Bible, you ain't supposed to be having sex unless you're trying to procreate. It ain't for sexual
Right.
pleasure. So, I don't know
But
what
now
the fuck
we
you
have
talking about.
fucking fun right now. Let's do it.
Yeah, I want to eat your ass, girl. It's like,
Right.
dude, this some weird shit. Like, bruh, you supposed to be doing this shit he told you go forth and populate. That's what you're supposed to be trying to do, not to get your rocks off. But okay, Andrew, you the Christian guy.
Moving towards that state where they're found appealing. That's part of that. Why do you think? And by the way, you keep saying force. Can you demonstrate anywhere that I said that there would be any force involved with any of this, or that it's even necessary? Enforce is force.
Correct. That's what.
So where is
And
the
you've
force?
been saying fucking enforce the whole time, so that's force, nigga. Understand what the fuck he's saying?
Yeah.
Say,
That
I
white
didn't
boy
say
need to
force.
go back to that other program where like he be motherfucking like dissing those thoughts that be motherfucking talking dumb. You need to go back and talk to them
whatever.
because like, yeah, he can't deal with a real intellectual on some real shit. He can't deal with a real
Hell
intellectual.
no. Yeah, he need to go back to whatever. Cause I'm like, dude, you said enforce, and then say I never said force, and then turn around and say enforce is force. Like, the fuck are you not following your own words, bro? Yeah, he need to go back to whatever and talk to them girls, cause I'm like, this shit right here ain't it, bro.
Force where?
You tell me you're the one.
You're
that's
asked the
gonna-
question.
Wait, you're the one that told me the church reverend is going to come enforce marriage.
No,
and sex.
when?
You said that earlier.
No. I
Yes,
said
you
the
did.
gospel
From the
authority
from the
uses
pulpit.
social pressures.
Social pressure
That's
to
not
make your
force.
wife fuck your husband.
No, you're not
So
making them do anything.
Okay, to encourage them to fuck their
Yeah.
husband. Okay.
Don't you encourage people's wives to fuck them?
I don't need to be in their bedrooms that much.
Yeah, I
can't
mean, if
force her to
somebody,
do anything.
if
Listen, I
somebody
can't
called
force
you,
a woman to do
if a
very
woman
much.
called you and said, "I don't sleep with my husband. He seems angry at me," would you encourage her to sleep with him?
I wouldn't encourage her to do anything, especially with
You
me.
wouldn't
I don't mess
encourage
with
her to do
I don't mess with married women. That's their
Brilliant.
business.
So your solution is fucking nothing. Nothing.
My solution is very clear.
What is it?
You're telling me at this particular point that you're going to enforce through social pressure. Social pressure.
That's not
Hold on for a
force.
second. Social
There's no
pressure
enforcement.
enforces.
It's
Social
just
pressure
enforce.
enforces women to be very promiscuous at this particular point.
Uh-huh.
Now, you're talking about 7% of the population or better, maybe 10, that are going to fall under this category, and this is going to lead a wave of women sleeping with their husband through social pressures. When social pressure quite tells them the opposite. Let me move. Let me.
I don't
handle
even know
this.
what the hell you're talking about at this point.
Exactly. It's very difficult. I know.
It
It's
is
very
very
difficult for
difficult.
you. I know exactly, and very nice tactic. But listen,
It's not a tactic. I'm trying my hardest to
You're
understand.
taking a very small scenario to
Yeah.
make it the large scenario. When I'm telling you the larger scenario is the reality, and you're telling me
Both the
if
reality.
I do this, if I do that.
No,
This is
so
a
are
very
you.
small percentage.
You're doing the same
I'm
thing.
telling you about
if
what's
you get
happening.
married, you make it a
No, I
divorce.
said
You
when.
may, if this happens, then this may happen.
We already looked at the statistics of it likely happening.
Yeah, no,
So that is
no.
likely to happen.
First of all, even the
Can you
statistics you
pull up
looked
the
at,
statistics again?
yeah, pull up
The
the
marriage
statistics
statistics, the
for the
divorces.
Christians. It's actually not likely, is
Overall
it?
in the United States. Overall in the United States.
Yeah,
so it only in order for it to work, you have to be white.
You need to break
Make a
this
certain
down by
income. Hold on for a
demographics.
second. You need.
You want me to break it down?
So
and social
so you want to go.
economics.
You want to go. In order for your marriage to work, they have to be white, Christian,
They don't have to be white.
make money, and then also probably live in a certain region.
If it's the
now,
case,
what if that's not the case? Because in the United States, I don't.
No, you said earlier, like you getting mad at him saying you got to be white and all this shit to do it. Look, even in your own example earlier, you said earlier that if you're black, your rates are even higher. So it's like, so for it to work, the best possible situation for it to work, you need to be a white Christian. Like, why are you talking about? No, that's literally. I don't know if Andrew's thinking. I think he might just be angry, and he did take a shot at that liquor. I saw his ass earlier. He took a shot at that liquor, so he might be going off that liquor a little bit. Cause, bro, you literally said that earlier. You was like, yeah, it's not good for guys, but it's even worse for black guys. So I'm like, so your ideal situation, if you want to achieve what the hell you keep claiming that you're arguing for your solution, Coach Greg is just breaking it down. So I guess you need to be a white guy and a white girl, and you need to be practicing one of these faiths if you want to have the best chance of not getting divorced. He over here talking about no. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, nigga, that's literally, he just repeating back what you said to him. Hurricane, any thought on that shit, man? Like, god damn, like,
man, that motherfucker. Man, real talk. I wanted to reach across that table and just slap him on some real shit. Some real shit.
I'm losing brain cells. I think I'm losing brain cells, and I thought Andrew was a smart dude, bro.
But when I realized the platform that I caught him on, he's always going after the dumb bimbos with the tall white guy that be hosting. I don't know the name of the show, but like it's always clips popping up on Facebook and Instagram.
It's called the whatever podcast.
Oh shit! Damn, they know what I don't fucking remember that shit because it's called a whatever. It's like he don't give a fuck himself.
Yeah, well, they be having that little mannequin, that little fake fucking sex doll in the back with blue hair on the side.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this? They keep on seeing clips of this guy just straight clowning the motherfucking thought pockets. I'm like, damn, dog, where'd you find this?
Like, for real. And that's where he got his come up, man. That's where he got his come up. Jane that be coming over here, she actually debated him or his wife one time. Like, but he just started getting his come up on this shit, doing this shit. But like, man, a lot of these dudes are slowly drifting more MAGA and more extreme and shit. They want to force a lot of people to move and operate the way they want them to operate. But the fucked up shit is they themselves don't even operate that way.
Right.
Like they want to, it's kind of like how people talk about how America is this way and is that way, when in actuality, the people that be trying to push that message, no, America don't operate like that. And they don't operate like that in America. It's the land of dreams. No, it's the land of if the motherfucker get rich, bitch, he gonna take away dreams because he gonna try to consolidate. Capitalism, motherfucker. Like, shit, can't fucking dream. You come over here and struggle like everybody else.
Yeah.
The best you gonna get, you can come over here and work for me, bitch, make me some money. But nah, man, I don't. Yeah, like for real though, because that's what it is.
They don't want us to turn to the mob in this bitch. You have the Irish mob, Italian mob. The motherfuckers came over here and took it. So we need to take this fucking land back.
Look, think about it, man. They know that them motherfucking the mobs are still around. You remember they had that whole NBA Chauncey Billups and some other folks getting caught up in that shit. They name all the black folks.
Yo, they named 4 out of the 5 families.
Yeah,
4 out of the 5 families.
Hey, if y'all know they doing criminal activity, why they still on the goddamn street, nigga?
Exactly. Somebody in somebody's pocket.
That's what it seemed like.
A couple monsters got whacked too after this shit. You know how many people got whacked because of this incident? Allegedly.
Motherfucker running their mouth. I'm gonna say the Gambino crime family. If that's how you refer to them, why are they not in jail, nigga?
Exactly.
Y'all didn't get. Who was it that they one of them big gangsters that was up there? He had bodies on bodies on bodies, running drugs and all that shit. They never got him on none of these crimes besides tax evasion.
Wait, for Gotti? Was it Gotti?
Yeah, it was Gotti. Yes.
John fucking Gotti. Yeah, the last mobster to live. Him and that Michael Francese guy. Like, y'all ain't supposed to got whacked a long time ago. And the motherfucker shit Mob Wives, the whole Mob Wives set, whoever thought of it should have got whacked. None of that shit should have never happened. I'm like, oh shit. Why nobody dead?
That shit crazy, man. I'm like, man, I don't know. Look, man, what Andrew on, bro? Like for real, man. I'm gonna try to goddamn play this a little bit more. But I'm like, bro, I really don't know what type of time this dude's on, bro. Right now, in my honest opinion, Coach won this argument.
Hell yeah, Coach all day.
Because I don't know what the fuck Andrew talking. He keep talking about fantasy, bro.
Don't know where you live.
Yeah, he's all in
and
fantasy.
occasion
We use
feels
the
something that-
apparatuses.
If you take the rest of the United States, they're highly not that. That is outside of those demographics.
And don't
so
you wanna
what if
change
they're
that?
What if they're outside of that?
Don't
What
you
if they're
wanna-
not white and Christian?
Don't you want to
What if
change
they're
that?
not Christian to make 100K? What do you suggest then?
Yeah, so here's what I would suggest. If it's the case that in the black community, you have more divorces than the white community, there's going to be contributing factors for why that is. I don't think
We don't have more divorces than you, bitch.
Right, motherfucker.
We don't.
And y'all be
bro.
doing the Chris Benoit on these bitches too. So it's like shit, y'all be Chris
Yeah.
Benoit on these hoes.
And now to talk about what they be doing with their kids.
that like black people are just
I know,
ontologically
right?
different than white people. Do you? Do you just believe like that at their core they're just ontologically different, or do you think that they're the same? Because if that's the case, if we're equal people and equal people groups, then there must be some other social factors which are relating to this that increase the divorce rate in the black community that doesn't exist yet in the white community. If that's the case, we would specifically target those issues to prevent that from happening, right? We're going to do this
What
across.
is it?
We're going to do this across the board.
Well, what would they be?
For the black community, there's a bunch. One, you have a distinction in economic certitude. The second one is you had a massive abortion rate, which is super problematic. Another one is you use matriarchal structures in the family home instead of patriarchal. Huge issue that you have. By the way,
Why is all of these things available to be a problem in the black community? Oh, I wonder why. I wonder who.
Look at that matriarchal. I'm like, we have a matriarchal. That's the woman, right? That's the woman running the shit, right? Shit,
Yeah.
they get how many fucking shit crumble off of that? We need a matriarchy.
I'm just
Shout out to the
wondering why.
mothers that take care of their kids, though. Shout out to the mothers that take care of their business and the grandmothers that take care of their own family. Shout out to y'all. But like, what the fuck is Andrew talking about?
No, he talking about the stereotypical black family where the mother raises the kids, she's on fucking food stamps, welfare, all that shit. Section 8.
Welfare.
Yeah, but I'm like, who pushed that to our community?
Right, the colonizers in the 70s closed down the factories, forced red fair. Watch that movie. Cora Dean with what's that nigga name? James Earl Jones and other lady. You know, and they covered this shit. They talked about the whole story about how the system came and forced the man out the house. I think it's called Cora Dean, Coraline, or some shit like that.
We covered
Came out in the 70s.
we covered the actual documentary of, I forget the name of it. I think we might be talking about the same shit, but we covered a documentary
Probably,
where
yeah.
they went into the neighborhoods, they were talking to the kids. Like a lot of them young girls were talking about, I don't think a father's actually necessary to raise a child and all this shit. They were talking about how everybody's on welfare and getting food in these inner cities and shit. I forget what it was called, because the Monahan report. We covered the Monahan.
Oh yeah, it's called Claudine. It's called Claudine. Claudine, that's the name of it. 1974,
Okay.
Claudine.
I'm like, the dude act like he don't understand why a lot of these things are actually happening in the black community. Like, look, think about this. You got shit happening in your community, and nobody is targeting your community. But there's been a concerted effort to target mine. And you talking about there's a lot of things we need to work on. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, how about y'all just stop fucking with us? How about that? That's the first thing we need to work on. I think a lot of things get fixed. I think a lot of things get fixed after that. But we got Uncanny. I'm sorry, my bad. Uncanny is in the building.
What's good?
What's up, y'all? I just came up because you said Coach, what's his name?
Greg Adams, Coach Greg Adams versus Andrew the Thought Destroyer. That's the only thing he can't destroy is chicks that don't know shit. He can't go up against a smart motherfucker. I'd rather for Coach Greg Adams to go up against Coach Red Pill. You know what I'm saying, man? But I think that nigga died in Ukraine trying to find out the truth of some shit, man. I don't know if he's alive or dead, though, man, but I heard a lot of reporters with the Ukraine got popped, and I thought he was one of them. But yeah, but this guy right here, go back to the whatever podcast, bro. You ain't ready for this.
So I just came up because I just want to let you know that's the red pill way. You know, the red pill is gay.
I ain't gonna hold you on it. You already know how I be feeling about it. I made a decision a long time ago about that shit.
If you broke and you hate women, that's the red pill way.
You mean the dudes that ain't got the gravitas like a lot. I ain't gonna say it's all the guys in that space because I used to fuck with that space too. And
no women.
I believe there's some actual like stand-up guys in it, but a lot of these
No
guys,
women? No women.
Nah, I'm talking about guys that got girls. But I'm saying, like, I know some dudes that still promote it, which I don't understand why right now with the way it's looking. But like they stand up dudes, but I think the biggest problem that a lot of these motherfuckers got caught up with that MAGA movement, and they real hell bent on forcing people to move the way they want them to move instead of really actually getting the understanding that everybody's gonna do whatever the hell they want to do. It's more about how you carry yourself and how you move. You got to learn that you can't control what everybody else fucking do. That's why I say what I say on this channel, and I try to convince people to do certain shit. But I'm like, man, I'm not out here fucking advocating to force nobody to do nothing. For real. You do what you want to do, man. Everybody ain't gonna make the fucking boat. I need to hurry up and make them t-shirts. And I'll wear that bitch every goddamn day. But I'm like, for real, I'm not out here trying to force nobody. This man trying to fucking force people to have sex with their husband from the pulpit and the ladies in the community and shit. No, I'm like, dude, that ain't it, bro. I'm not cool with that.
Man, all I know is that if you're a red pill dude, it's up for you right now. Having preachers out here destroying y'all.
Yeah, they need to go get that crackhead looking dude that like to keep talking shit, the one you told me about.
Fresh and Fit just got destroyed with the song. That's why I keep repeating it. No women, no pussy, no love.
Hey, that's crazy when Myron admitted that.
No.
That's crazy when Myron admitted that shit. You talking about you with this beautiful ass girl and shit, and you know she respects you. She don't care that you got other women, but you ain't even hit. Nigga, shut the fuck up, bruh. Like, and next thing you know, she with a goddamn roller skater like a couple weeks later. I bet he hit. I bet that motherfucker hit on day 2.
All I gotta say, this is my last thing. I gotta go. All I gotta say is, I have never met a dude that has supported the red pill that doesn't come off gay.
Well, I did for a little while. Do I come off
Not
gay?
you.
Okay.
Not you. You're the only one. But there is one that I think was in love with you.
I'm coming right back. Yeah, I know that guy. I know the guy you talking.
Maybe you wanted to rub on your thighs like the song said, Jay.
Yeah, this nigga wild. Okay, it's stupid.
No,
Fuck everybody.
Hey, Hurricane, you tell him I said I love him, man. But hey, wherever you are, buddy, wherever all these red pill dudes are, y'all time is up. I'd rather be a blue pill right now.
Man, where do all these pills come from, man? 'Cause I heard so many pink, yellows, and blacks and shit. Where do all the pills come from, dog? I heard a black pill recently.
I have no idea.
Oh,
I'm taking the blue pill. I'm taking the blue pill if the red pill's like that. Ain't no women? What you mean no women?
This nigga wild. What's the blue pill? What's the green pill? What's the green pill?
I'm any pill but red. That's how I'm gonna look at it. I'm every other pill. Black, blue, a whole rainbow of pills, but the red pill. They're over there losing. And Coach, whatever his name is, he another one of them too.
Coach Gravy, cool though. You like Coach Gravy said some real shit though. It's like you know, like Jay said, it was like some of them are good brothers, but like when I watched a lot of it, you know, because like me, like I'm just trying to grab info. I'm not really trying to follow the motherfucker. I'm trying to see that motherfucking info on the stats. But like when they go off into the tangent and the rant, I'm like, oh, this is your heart. This how you feel. I'm just trying to get some information, bro. Let's give me some stats. Let's get the fuck up out of here.
I ain't going on no dance floor with a bunch of men and dancing in a circle.
Oh, no, that shit right there was funny. When Myron them did that shit, had them dudes pay all that goddamn money, man. They paid in the thousands. No bitches.
There was no women there.
He said no women.
That's wild. I would have motherfucking left. I would have paid for a prostitute at the hotel. Like, yo, nigga, y'all niggas wild. I'm about to go back to the hotel and pay for a prostitute.
Like, these dudes, they the type of dudes that be lame and they be thinking, and I ain't gonna say all of them, but a lot of them, they be guys that be lame as hell, couldn't get no girls in high school and shit, never got no coochie, and then they think that they listen to this shit, they get some money up, that magically these women gonna come. I'm trying to tell you, women ain't gonna naturally just randomly run out to you just because you got bread. And if they do run out, those are the ones you don't fucking want to fuck with, because all they about to do is leech what you got.
But not Jay, but now at least we know now why the red pill dudes act like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of them. Now we know why some of them act like that. You know what I'm saying? They want to touch up on your thighs and stuff. Now we know why. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, boys being boys.
Boys being boys. Don't you say, man?
I know.
They got
with that shit.
The app would destroy them. Hey, man, I'm sorry for the red pill. The red pill is gay. Sorry.
Look, the shit. Look, I ain't gonna destroy all of them, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, it's a lot of fucking bad actors out there that look, I don't fuck with y'all. And I can tell a lot of y'all motherfuckers hurt and couldn't get no pussy. I can just tell just hearing you talk, bro. It's like bitches don't even look your way. You ain't even got enough confidence to open your mouth and say something to somebody.
There's one that I know. I feel bad for him.
Are you talking about the one that be begging women for money?
I'm talking about the one. Hey, the line said, if you broke and you hate women, the red pill way.
Hey, there you go. All right, on over there. You fit right in.
You fit right in, buddy. I gotta go, y'all. I love y'all, but no homo.
Hey, do it up, man. Appreciate you hopping up, man.
I love y'all, no homo.
The red pill is
get that black pill. Get the black pill.
I'm every pill but the red pill. I'm sorry. That shit is crazy.
I'm taking the black pill. I don't even know what the fucking pill is.
Yo, Jay, you gotta play that song. You gotta at least
Purple Pills. Yo, man, you got a song called Purple Pills out there by D12 or some shit.
That shit is
copyrighted.
Send that shit to me again.
I did.
I know. Just send it to me one more time, and I will clip it up tomorrow. I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow because it's my nephew's birthday. But I will clip it up, and I will have it ready for the Saturday night show tomorrow.
That shit is priceless, man. That song is funny as shit, and it's spot on with the one person I know. That shit is spot on. I'll holler at y'all though.
All right, man. I got you, bro. All right, I'll see y'all in the chat. Quick, JoJo Bean, Buster Cheeks.
Squad. That's the squad. What up, dog, y'all? Squad in the building.
Shout out to all y'all in the chat, man. Look, we gonna play a little bit more of this shit, man. But right now, I think Andrew doing tripping, bro. Like, we gotta get these folks that want to just force everybody else to do something, man. Like, y'all need to calm the fuck down, bro. Because I've noticed when they feel like they're forced to do something, they lose their mind. Like they do things like storming capitals and shit because they feel like somebody forced a result on them. I'm like, bro, chill out, bro. Stop being the world's biggest hypocrites. Right. Understand that everybody else has their own opinions and they can debate it. And really, it should be what the majority says. But the way y'all set shit up is just whoever got the most money get to decide how this shit works. So, but we tired of it.
Like that trickle down economic shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shit trickling down. They about to fucking triple y'all goddamn fucking healthcare in a little bit. Just wait for it.
When it was Christmas
and then they talking about pushing the motherfucking mortgages to like 50 years.
They didn't put up with shit.
Oh yeah, 50-year mortgage. That was one of the most outrageous things I heard. Oh,
yeah.
Don't look, and let's not forget about this so-called mini war that we about to possibly have with Venezuela.
Right, for no fucking reason. Talking about regime change 101. Regime change 101. You better look up Contra and motherfucking Panama Canal, everybody.
Dude, they tripping like a motherfucker. And I told you I got a lot of Republican folks that I work with, and it's crazy when I ask them about these situations and their knowledge of it is just like, bro, what the fuck are they telling y'all, bro? Look, they want regime change because Marco Rubio got an issue with Maduro, and on top of that, Venezuela has the largest reserve of oil in the world. That's why Trump been trying to provoke the fuck out of. He just keep bombing these boats, talking about they were drug traffickers. Where's the evidence? That we don't need no evidence. We don't need no evidence. It's like, nigga, what? That motherfucker trying to provoke a war, and people just sitting here talking about, nah, he ain't. It's like, yes, he is. Like, look, bro, he's the same people, bro. He's the same motherfucking foes. But either way, let's keep going, man.
Not the case anymore. So you have multiple factors here which need to be addressed. I agree with that. Nobody ever disagreed with that, though. What we're trying to do is look at the mitigation of risk, and even for the black community, if the black community moves in to these conventionally traditional churches, they still will have the same ecclesiastical authority, which will assist them in governing their marriage that white people would have, and it would still assist with the mitigation of risk. What's the alternative? It's just degeneracy, right? The alternative is just like, we'll just hump them and never get...
We don't need to be coming over in y'all churches, bro. I'm just being honest with you. And I ain't trying to say that to be mean and shit, but we got a good track record. And that's why they always tell you, if you know your past, you won't be doomed to repeat it. Yeah, some of us know our past and our history. Like, bro, we ain't coming up in your church, bro, like that. Like, nah. You got a basketball facility. We might come in there and play basketball and shit, but like, nah, bro. We not
basketball, football.
Yeah, we'll come.
I play volleyball with a couple bitches. I play volleyball with a couple bitches. You know, just to see some titties bouncing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't coming up in there for that shit that you talking about, bro. We ain't in that forcing people shit type shit.
Well, what good does that do for blacks? What good does that do? It just leads to more abortion. It just leads to more degeneracy.
Yeah,
it leads to
the way you said it.
And the single motherhood's out of control. So, like, what are you doing to prevent any of that? Nothing. Tell me what? What?
Okay, thank you. You said things that people have known for the past 45 years, but I appreciate that. No more saying. Thank you for contributing to a common conversation that people know, but you offer no other solution. That's great. Now, here's a problem.
Mine's revolution.
It's an if scenario. That would be great if we can go back to this. It would be great if we can go back and look at and say that blacks, when they were in the 40s and 50s, they had more stable relationships and marriages than even white folks. Here's the issue.
Okay.
Why stop at the 40s? Let's talk about 1863.
Okay.
Your tradition seems to always hit this point of 1940s where you shine this light of traditionalism that you've never lived in, that seems to be in a snapshot of something that you don't even know about. Then when I fast forward to you're not listening. When I fast forward to 1970, when it falls apart with no fault divorce, based on what I've been arguing, what happens? All that traditionalism falls apart. Why don't we take it further? Why don't we take it back to bride prices? I mean, how far in tradition you're going to go? You're only going to bang your head around 1940 and 50 because you watched a couple of movies and I Love Lucy episodes? That's not tradition.
Okay.
That was a snapshot in history that you're trying to achieve again. So take it back further. There's no marriages in the black community.
Let's say take it. Let's say we take it all the way back to the 1700s. Let's just say, just for the sake of it, right? And that I'm totally wrong about all this, just for the sake of argument. Let's just say, what is your prescription to deal with any of those issues when you're telling men in the black community to not get married? How is that going to assist with abortion? How is that going to assist with strong fathers in the home? How's that going to assist with the only demographic population which can't reproduce itself? How? Can you give me a single prescription to any?
Fuck you talking about we can't reproduce ourselves? We have more kids than y'all. What are you talking about? What is he talking about? Hurricane? Like, am I tripping or something? Like the one what are you black people can't reproduce themselves? We're not the ones who have an issue with not having births. That's right. Shit. That's why y'all came up with that whole great replacement theory. Like we don't have that issue. Black women and fucking Hispanic women are having more children than y'all. Y'all and Asian folks are the ones who ain't having that many fucking kids. Yeah. That's why y'all wanted to y'all didn't pass that law to help black folks not have abortions. Y'all passed that law to stop y'all white women from having abortions. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm tripping right now. That wasn't for us. Like, no, you might have tried to put black women on the face of it to take something away, because you do it all the time when it came to like food stamps and shit. Like y'all just try to look at all these black people on these food. There's more white people on food stamps, but you put a black person's face on it so people would be okay with taking it away from them, because don't nobody in America got a problem with taking shit away from black people.
Yeah.
Y'all put a black woman face on
most of those videos was AI. Most of those videos was AI. I was like, what?
It was fake. Trying to make it seem like it's the government's responsibility to pay for my kids. Man, black people ain't that goddamn stupid, boy. But look, for the people that buy into this shit and believe that shit, when they saw that was confirmation bias. It's like, hell yeah, it's true. Fox News even played that shit.
Yeah. Wow.
And didn't even apologize for it. I'm like, y'all already got sued by Dominion. What if y'all get sued by the black community?
Right. Trump is suing the BBC right now for motherfucking like fabricating some shit that said that he incited that January 6th incident. Nigga suing those niggas for 750 million pounds right now.
Mm-hmm. Look, they already said, look, we apologize to a certain extent for editing it the way we did, but we ain't paying you no money. That's what they told us. Like, look, you mad? We apologize. We ain't getting you no money, bro. You can run that lawsuit. Just like that lawsuit, that other one where he was talking about that whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff. He was trying to sue Rupert Murdoch. Ain't nobody heard nothing about that shit, right? He sued him for $1 billion. When the last time you heard something about that?
Damn, I ain't
nigga
shit.
Nigga, shut the fuck up real quick. Just talking shit. And them motherfuckers eat it up, and they know they never gonna go back and look at nothing anyways. I notice the people that be on that side, that be on that bullshit, all they need to do is hear it one time, and that's all it is. It could come out later that, yeah, dude, I still hear people saying Dominion changed the votes. I'm like, Dominion sued the motherfuckers and got all that money because they was lying. Yeah. No, Dominion did it. It's like, what are you talking about? $750 million, and they still saying it was true. Like, nigga, what? It's like all they need to do is hear it one time. That's all it takes, man. But yeah, he one of them. I could tell Andrew one of them, bro, by the way he talking, bro. Especially when he was on that force people to do shit. I'm like, bro, I see the type of people that be on that type of time.
Yeah, that's Larry Fink. Larry Fink just said some shit. We need to force behaviors. What the fuck you mean need to force behaviors? Fuck you, Larry Fink and BlackRock and Palantir and all the motherfuckers.
It's like
Vanguard.
I'm not forcing nobody to do shit. Like, look, the only thing I would implement as force is forcing people not to fuck with other folks. Like, leave other people alone. Like, we're gonna be out here to regulate that you don't go harm other people because they're not moving the way you want them to move. I'm enforced to stop you from doing that, but I'm not in act of I'm forcing you to do something because that's just what I fucking believe. But these people, they not on that type of time, bro. They on that type of time, like, just do what I say because I said so. Like, and it's kind of in the genetics, bro. It's been going on for so long. Like, that's why people don't want to talk about the history. They've been trying to force people to do shit for a long fucking time, and they've been successful at doing it. So I guess that's why they want to keep them old traditions going. But I'm gonna play just a little bit more of this shit, and we're gonna get the fuck out of here because I bet money it's gonna be something stupid that happens right here, man. Let's see.
Any of that.
Let me tell you something. I agree with you on this.
I just want a prescription, dude.
Here's the problem. I agree with you. And listen, if you had any ability to provide this prescription better than Louis Farrakhan or Martin Luther King,
does that mean no?
Give me a second. Listen to me. These men have tried to pretty much heal this issue, and they haven't. Andrew Wilson certainly not to. Neither will CGA. So I don't have a prescription for the black community because the black community is pretty much doomed at this particular point. They have too much degeneracy. They have single mother rates at the 70 and 80%. But I'm going to tell you something. You want to come in here and tell me something about ecclesiastics, and you're telling me about the reality of the black community, how to fix it. Nobody's been able to fix that community. So there's nothing you can do, and I can't offer any solution for that.
Look,
now, at that particular point, you're saying the risk is higher. It certainly will be higher under those matriarchal conditions. So you get no argument from me there. So at that point, where's your statistics lie then?
Well,
where's your solution then?
I'll tell you again. So I'm glad
he's going to solve the community problems here. I'd love to hear this.
Listen again. I'm not saying
the black community problem solved by Andrew Wilson.
That says the guy who literally just got done saying, I have zero prescriptions.
Because nobody does. That community is here. But I would love to hear the black community solved by Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, so let me tell you a bunch of things.
I got a good solution how to fix the black community. Take all the interference away.
Yep.
And then see what we do. Because I remember there was a couple times where we were left the fuck alone and we actually did good.
Yeah, like Wall Street.
Yeah, I want y'all to just take all the interference out of it and then let's see what pops. But that ain't what you want to see because it's good. It's always good to have something there that you can always point at and say, look at them. It takes the pressure off with what you got going on in your shit.
Things that can be done to help mitigate these issues.
Please do. First is that you can accomplish, not some pipe dream.
That can be accomplished.
Here we go.
That can be accomplished politically, and already are beginning to be accomplished politically. The first is you have to outlaw abortion. You have to. It has to be outlawed. And not by state where you can just go to the next state.
Abortion was in the Bible, buddy.
Right? One of the biggest problems with
that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think they real Christians like they claim to be. Abortion's in the Bible. whether he wants to believe it or not. And the sad part, he actually could probably get stoned to death right now because I know he got he had mixed 2 different colors of wine together. I know he probably got cotton and some other shit mixed together. That's stonable right there, buddy. I'm like, they claim they all for the Bible, but I'm like, you ain't for all of the Bible. You for the parts that you want. And that they always say that would be the issue. Yeah, you cherry picking like a motherfucker. And that's the problem, man. People try to use the Bible as a weapon for what they want. But I'm like, there's other things in the Bible that also contradict a lot of shit that you do on a daily basis. So your body is a temple. Andrew was over there smoking. I'm over here smoking. We all be drinking.
Yeah.
Fornicating before you married. I don't know if Andrew got no pussy before he got married, but I know I got some pussy before I got married. Like we all over here, like nigga, who are you to be the one to be the judge, jury, and executioner of what everybody should be doing? Like, and I don't think they really truly understand that.
Because I'm white.
And I'm white and I say so. That's what it seems like. I'm white and I say so. Y'all ain't even besides when y'all killed Jesus. Like, what you talking about?
Promiscuity in the black community is that they use abortion as a form of birth control. Same problem that you see in the white community, by the way. It's just more prevalent in the black community. The next problem that you have there is the lack of religiosity, where there used to be a really strong core religious base of base black men. And they were patriarchal, very patriarchal. And the thing is that it's the idea of these...
The fuck did they get for it? Man, I'm tired of that shit, bro. What they get for it?
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm going across that table.
I like that fucking shit, man. I'm done with that shit, man. I ain't even gonna play because now I'm a little pissed off, man. I'm like really? They're very patriarchal. Yeah, in that same country that they were patriarchal to, gave their ass syphilis and didn't tell them and let them go home and infect their families, and they stood back and watched.
Yup. Yup.
That same fucking country that they were patriarchal to, they put their bodies and life on the line. It couldn't even get the advantage of getting the GI Bill that everybody else got to try to further themselves. These same guys couldn't get jobs when they came back. What the fuck did they get them? Like, nigga, shut the fuck up, man. I think, ooh. Hurricane, please stop.
Yeah.
You got it.
Hey, yo.
You got it.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out. Let the hate flow through you. For real. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But
man,
yeah,
that shit irritates me.
Yeah, dog. I want to slap that nigga.
I'm like, I guess when you don't come from that community, you don't really think about things like that. Like, 'cause a lot of white communities don't tell their kids about the true history of this country. They tell them the fairy tale story, about America as a land of opportunity and all that shit. That's how they try to portray it. And I've been noticing that. Like, so when people start bringing up the past, the actual past, the history of this country, it kind of pisses them off because it spits right in the face of what they've been told and indoctrinated to as they grew up. But I'm like, dude, what you were told was a lie.
Yeah.
You were told a lie. And it shouldn't be an issue. You shouldn't have an issue with me for telling you the truth. You should want to know the truth.
Yeah.
But we have so many people that are so hell-bent on preserving a lie that we have these issues in this country. It's like, bruh, y'all wrote it down. So I only you gonna lie on what you wrote down.
Right. It's like, damn, these niggas are smart.
Shouldn't that's another reason why they didn't want niggas to read. Chop your fingers off, nigga. But you over here, you know the letter. Hell no, cut that nigga finger off. It's like, man, come on, bro. Like, stop that nonsense, man. Like Andrew, man, look, I see why they say he been crying all over the internet, bro. You lost that debate, man.
Yeah, dog, he lost bad. He got shown that he was a stupid ass. He got shown that he was stupid. It's like, yeah, you are known for going that thought. Go back to going that thought. Now they can roast his ass for getting roasted by a black dude.
But look, he pretty much did exactly what Trump did. The motherfucker can only win a debate or win an election when he's going up against a woman.
Yeah. That's crazy. Fucking crazy.
Well, you just got checked, man. Andrew, you got checked, bro. You got checked. And it wasn't good, bro. Like, honestly, man.
Yeah,
Look,
he gotta
this-
take
the
that
whole-
L. He gotta take that L. Take the L like a man.
You gotta take
And go
that
back
L,
to the
man.
top.
Look.
Though.
Look, man, this is how I felt the whole time watching.
Brother, what's that?
That's how I felt the whole time watching that shit, man. I'm like, damn, bro. You embarrassing yourself now. And I know you probably don't take my opinion for nothing. And you be like, yeah, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. I don't care. That's fine. That's fine. You was looking real stupid, buddy.
Yep.
You arguing in fantasy land when Coach was talking about in reality, and I don't have no relationship with neither one of these motherfuckers. Like, I don't know neither one of these motherfuckers. I know of them, but I'm like, nigga, I ain't picking sides just because that motherfucker black. He was just actually on point with what the fuck he was talking about. You was talking about this and that.
Grounded in reality.
Yeah, I'm like,
Grounded in reality.
if we gonna have a conversation about something, we got to be honest about what we're talking about and be grounded, like you said, Hurricane, in reality. Andrew, you was not grounded in reality in this conversation. He was in fantasy land talking about you gonna use the fucking church to enforce women to have sex with their husbands. Nigga, get your stupid ass out of here. We live in America. Maybe you need to convert to Islam and move your ass over there with them, and then you can fucking do that shit.
Yeah, because that's called Sharia law, nigga.
And they talk shit about that shit all the time, but it seems like that's what they want. It seems like you say it's so bad, but it seems like that's what you want to do. You want to do exactly what you claim they do. It's like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, we see this shit. You know that, nigga. We see it. But, you know, Hurricane, give me your final thoughts, man, and let the people know where to find you at, man. I'm about to get the fuck out of here, man. This shit done pissed me off, bro.
I feel you. Buy some old English and a good old smoking blunt. I don't think you smoke. I just think you drink, right? You smoke? You smoke?
Got my bowl,
What's up?
my bowl right here.
Hell yeah. Yep. Smoke a drink. But great show as always. Shit, man. I ain't seen Coach Greg Adams in a minute. I was like, oh shit, he about to talk about Coach today. But it's a cool show. Andrew lost. We already know it. That nigga sounded stupid. Living in fantasy land. And I can catch me at Hurricane JW2 on YouTube, Facebook, home of the HHN Special Report, Detroit After Dark, and a Fuck the Government podcast. And I just dropped some new music. Yup.
That's what I'm talking about
Shout
right
out to
now.
everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love, Crystal. Hey, baby.
Yeah,
And shout out to the squad.
Yup, to the squad too. Like, for real, appreciate everybody that came through tonight. Everybody that tuned in, man. I ain't even gonna go through all the channels that we shooting this shit on, man. Look, y'all watching No One On, make sure you subscribe to it. And if you're not, look in the description box and make sure you go subscribe to all the other ones. Look, man, we gotta get out of this mindset of trying to force people to do things, man. You really have to get your mindset on understanding that we can't control everything. Like, we remember when we had that deep conversation video idea, Hurricane. It's like people need to get a better understanding of the world and how people work, and then it'll be less stress on you. These motherfuckers crashing the fuck out can't get no pussy because they want to control what a motherfucker can and can't do. It's like, dude, you're not gonna get it that way. You get more shit with honey than you do with vinegar. But they still keep throwing that vinegar out there thinking that something's gonna fucking change. It's not.
That's called insanity. Insanity.
Your bitches don't want to fuck with you. They running over here hollering at us. I can vouch for it. I can vouch for it. Fucking, like, nigga, you gotta change the way you move, and change the way you operate, and change your mindset, bro. And the sad part is, I think a lot of it is just a fear of competition, a fear of not being in charge. And look, you shouldn't even have that fear because you shouldn't have been in charge in the first place. That's why you feel that way. It's showing. It's showing. It's giving insecurity. But man, look, get this conversation right here, man. Look, dude, I'll say the same thing right now for dudes. If you living in America, I wouldn't tell you, like, honestly, I don't even care. Coach said if you got a certain amount of money, if you establish, it might be okay. But if you're not, don't get married. I'm still not an advocate for it right now because the laws need to change. Like, the laws don't change, then it's not really a viable thing. in my honest opinion, like honestly, you can just fuck around. You can like shit. It seems like more chicks more willing to give you a kid and not marry your ass. Women been saying they don't want to get married anyway. So I'm like, I don't know why the fuck he trying to force marriage on all these motherfuckers anyways. But it's look, interesting conversation. Coach, salute, you won. Andrew, get better, bro. When we having a conversation, we talk about real shit, not fantasy shit. But yeah, man, I appreciate all y'all that tuned in tonight, man. We about to get the fuck out of here, man. We're gonna catch y'all on the next one, Saturday show. Tomorrow we're gonna do some deep thinking, some funny shit. It's gonna be a full show tomorrow, so make sure y'all tune in. But we about to get the fuck out of here, man. We catch y'all in the next one as always, man.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.